walking the path of integrity, forever embracing a life in balance, standing tall and confident, leaders in the classroom, community, and field of play, with clear vision and a full heart, looking to the future, devoted to the student athlete, representing the Northeast, diverse in composition, united by our values, determined by nature, uncompromised by choice. We are the NE10.
A pleasant good afternoon, everybody is live on the NE10 Now Network and YouTube.com at Go Post Eagles. You're watching Post University Hockey as this afternoon the St. Anselm Hawks travel down from Worcester, Massachusetts to play your Post University Eagles. A pleasant good afternoon, everybody. I'm Jeff Nelson. Should be a good one. The Eagles coming off a tough 5-4 loss Wednesday at Sacred Heart against Assumption. They trailed 5-2 in the third period and made a hurried comeback to get it 5-4, and they were robbed in the final minutes from tying the game at 5. Eagles had their up and down types of periods again, 6 minutes on, 6 minutes off, 6 minutes on, but the last 12 minutes of that game on Wednesday were pure Eagle hockey, and they really dominated both time of possession, shots on goal, face-offs, and goal scoring. And Coach Pete Whitney, as we bring you in, we like what we saw in the last 12 minutes, up and down in the 48 minutes prior to that.
Sure, well, you hope that the boys see what they're capable of and they can build upon that last 12 minutes. I mean, they're 2-3-1 the last two seasons against St. A's. So essentially, that bounce, you get a bounce that 1 point in overtime there, right, allows you to be a team that maybe wins that game, and you're at 500. You're not far off 500 against this team as far as your history the last 2 years playing these guys. So you're in a good position to do something, considering you play at that pace and that style that you played, that we've seen. They played it at St. Mike's. They played it on Wednesday, so they're certainly capable of it. And I think the room is feeling pretty good in terms of togetherness, and why not win at home?
As Coach Richter told me a little while ago, time is now. It's end of the season time, and the Eagles come in 1-11-1 in conference, 2-15-1 overall, 7 points, 6 in the NE10. The team they're right behind is St. A's, who travels down from Worcester this afternoon for game one of the two-game series here in Shelton. They are 6-12-2 overall, 4-6-2 in the conference, 17 points, 5th in the NE10. So Eagles really need to put together some wins here just to catch teams 5 and 4 in the conference. But St. A's is coming off 2 consecutive losses on their own, one to Riviere earlier in the week and one to Assumption over the weekend. Coach, they obviously have some experience and some goal scoring, particularly Will Christensen, who you were talking to me about earlier. What is it you see in St. A's and their experience coming into today?
Well, St. A's is typically and again, looking at the roster and being familiar with some of their players, they're a very skilled team. So they're going to be that team that's going to want to move the puck, make plays. So it's really going to be a question of, really for both teams, whose goaltender steps up today, and on the defensive side, how good are we at keeping people away from the front of our net and limiting those second opportunities.
St. A's has one Connecticut player, that's Tommy Schwartz, one of the captains on the team. He's from Ridgefield, so he will be in the starting lineup tonight. We'll get to those starters in just a moment. A couple of things of note just before we get to the starting lineup. Congratulations to Jack Engdahl, who played in his 100th career game on Wednesday. He's only the 4th career post-university player to play 100 games. Tonight will be game 101, and if he finishes out the season, he will pass Nico Grolman on the all-time list at 104. Tomorrow, barring anything, he should tie Evan Lugo at 102, and sometime on the road trip up in the Buffalo area, he'll tie Jake Raleigh at 103.
Yeah, it's such a great accomplishment to, first off, stay healthy, and then have confidence from your coaches that you're in the games enough so that you end your college career with that 100-game goal. That's certainly something that is prestigious.
And if he runs the table, Nick Brewer should be able to be the 5th player all time to get to 100. If he plays in every game, he will get to 100. So hopefully he'll stay healthy and get there as well.
Yeah, both well-deserved accomplishments for both those people.
And then in the small world category, Tommy Bice of your Eagles and Luke Leinart of St. A's both grew up in the same hometown of Holland, Michigan.
Played high school hockey together.
Played high school hockey together on top of that as well. So in the small world of hockey, 2 players from Michigan find themselves on the same ice here in Connecticut this afternoon. Teams are getting ready to take the ice, so that means we'll bring you the starting lineups, which are brought to you by Post University, offering online, hybrid, and on-campus degree programs to meet your needs. For you, Post is personal. For more information on all of Post degree programs, to visit campus or to apply, go to post.edu. That's post.edu. For the visitors from St. A's, 6-12-2 overall, 4-6-2 in the NE10. They will go with goaltender freshman Cam Carroll out of Putnam Valley, New York. He is 6-9-2 on the season, a 3.29 goals against average, and a .909 save percentage. He is 5'11", 175 pounds. His defensive combination is Luke Mix, the junior out of Winchester, Massachusetts, and Will Vanderveen, the junior out of Duxbury, Massachusetts. 6'6", 230 pounds. Kind of missed Trey Deloria out there to go against the 6'6" player, but Deloria is not in the lineup for the Eagles. His forwards will be on left wing, Tommy Schwartz, the senior out of Ridgefield, Connecticut. At center, Max Burham, junior out of Marshfield, Massachusetts. And on right wing, Jack Cordero, senior out of Barnstable, Massachusetts. Head coach is Larry Roca in his 6th season. Assistant coach is John Herrick. For your Eagles, in goal, Drew Blodgett. His 39th career game, his 11th start of the season. He has a 3.86 goals against average. He's 0-7-0 on the season and an 8.92 save percentage, which is pretty good for an 0-7-0 record. His defensive combination is Ryan O'Connell, sophomore out of Carmel, New York, and Cameron Craig, freshman out of Larkspur, Colorado. The forwards on left wing, Jake Aloya scored his 6th goal of the season on Wednesday, the sophomore out of East Haven, Connecticut. Justin Harshaw, who played an overall good game as well, out of Davie, Florida. He's a sophomore. And on right wing, Connor McCowell, freshman out of Grosse Pointe, Michigan. Head coach in year number 2, Tim Richter. Assistant coach, Andy DeAngelis and Brandon Brown. Teams have taken the ice, getting ready to announce the starting lineups to the fans in attendance as this place fills up a little bit for a 4 o'clock game on a Friday afternoon. Don't forget to join us tomorrow afternoon, 1 p.m. for Game 2 of this 2-game series here on the NE10 Now Network and youtube.com/GoPostEagles. Pre-game will be at 12:45 here on the network. Busy 24 hours for us, Coach. We'll do this game. We'll go upstairs and do the women's game. Starts at 8 o'clock tonight as they play Franklin Pearson in an NEWHA contest. Then we'll be right back here tomorrow at 1 o'clock.
Yeah, a lot of hockey the next 2 days for us, but where else would I rather be?
Absolutely. The one thing I think we're missing is a heater, but we will get through, as many hockey parents have, in the freezing cold of the Sports Center of Connecticut, particularly downstairs. Upstairs should be a little bit better.
Sure.
Good crowd filing in here for a late Friday afternoon. Should be a nice crowd tomorrow afternoon with decent weather and a Saturday at 1 o'clock, meaning everybody can get home, both from the St. A's standpoint and your Eagles standpoint. But the Eagles looking to break the 6-game losing streak, get back on the winning ways, and really need to win a bunch of these conference games coming up. They want to pull themselves into the top 4 as the season is winding down this season.
Yeah, the other thing I'll mention to you quick is, I believe tomorrow at 1 o'clock is also Watertown Youth Hockey will be participating in a fashion. I was talking to their president today, and they're going to have some players lining up, I think, with the boys in the opening lineups.
Good. Always good to get the youth hockey programs involved here with your Division II Connecticut program. Now, as both teams have taken their respective blue lines, we will pause for a moment for the playing of our national anthem. our national anthem. Here at the Sports Center of Connecticut in Shelton, Connecticut, Coach Pete Whitney and myself, Jeff Nelson, bringing you all of this afternoon's action in NE10 conference play. Also, one last thing, I want to thank the people over at Sacred Heart for giving us their hospitality on Wednesday for the post-Assumption game. Thank you for letting us broadcast from there and play the game there. We really do appreciate that. Teams surrounding their respective goaltenders. St. A's will be in their row dark blue and gray, going right to left as you look at your screen and dial. Your Eagles in their home whites, going from left to right. Drew Blodgett looking for his first win of the season against Cam Carroll in goal for the Hawks. And as we get ready to drop that puck, we thank you for joining us wherever you are around the state, on campus, around the country, or around the world. We thank you for spending a little bit of your Friday afternoon with us here on the NE10 Now Network and YouTube.com/GoPostEagles. Harshaw and Burham in the face-off dot, getting ready to start this off. Players and fans all ready, and Burham wins the face-off back to his defense, and Luke Mix goes D to Vanderveen. They play catch with it, and Mix goes back to Vanderveen and then gives the puck up to Burham, and Burham takes a long shot from center, and Blodgett sticks away, tries to get it out, but Candace, it's kept in nicely, and then the pass fed to Schwartz. Schwartz gets it over to Cordero. Cordero avoids the hit of Harshaw, centers it in front for an early hard stop by Blodgett with his right pad on the shot by Schwartz on a nice setup there. Hawks keep it in the zone. Burham centers it in front, looking for the tip of Cordero. That just went too far out of the way, but they keep it again. Mix sends it toward the net, and Blodgett wisely gloves it. 37 seconds into period one, 3 quick shots on goal for St. A's, including one from about 10 feet out by Jack Cordero.
Yeah, good jump by St. A's there, but a good job by the defender for post to take that net drive guy and just push him off.
Murray and Christensen, and Murray wins that face-off clean. Eagles did a good job on the face-offs against Assumption, winning 6 out of every 10 for 60%. Now a 2-on-1 quickly, but a pass too far from Engdahl to Murray, but Murray picks it up on the half wall, sends it across, looking for a centering pass and a tip, and then he gets a tip on a recenter by Sturgeon, and the puck comes out of the zone. So the Eagles putting a little bit of pressure. They had a 2-on-1, but weren't able to get a great shot, but putting a little pressure on goaltender Carroll. Back comes Lyons, Liam Lyons. He continues on and gets rubbed out right in front of us by Brewer, and the puck goes all the way behind the net for Sturgeon. Sturgeon gives it up to Gethings, who gets out of the zone, gets to center, avoids the hit, continues on left wing. Here's Gethings with a shot that goes high over the net, a little headhunter shot that went high over the glove of Cam Carroll. Back to the defense of Connor Snowdy, the senior out of Cary, North Carolina. Gives a pass up on left wing that gets rimmed around the boards by Alex Hoyt. And then the puck centered out in front, trying to chip it in towards Blodgett. It still lays there in the crease, but good effort by the Eagles to get rid of it. And Bice gets it out the center. And now a 2-on-1, but there's a penalty behind the play. As the Eagles are going to have a 2-on-1, but there's a cross-checking penalty on the Eagles, 1:43 in. It looks like Tommy Bice, which is unfortunate because Murphy was going to have a 2-on-1. But Tommy Bice 2 for cross-checking at 1:43. That sends Assumption to the man advantage, where they are 15 for 82 this season, 18.3%. That's third in the NE10. The Eagles are 79 for 101 on the penalty kill, 77.2%. That's fifth in the NE10. Spinning with it is Brackett, the leading goal scorer on St. A's. He gives it into the corner to Rossi. Rossi looking back to the point, but had escaped Schwartz, had left the zone. And out of the zone it went, and the Hawks will regroup. Over the line comes Brackett again. He avoids the check, gets around left wing, goes into the near side corner, rims it all the way around, too far for Burham, and it goes all the way down the ice. And early on, looks like some fast ice, like we saw over at Sacred Heart the other night.
Well, they're certainly up to the task with that because they had a whole game of playing on the fast ice. So
Mix poke checked behind nicely by Harshaw, which means St. A's has to regroup again back in their own zone, and Schwartz will feed a long pass ahead to Brackett. Brackett gets to the blue line, dumps it into the near side corner. First one there is Craig. He goes off the glass, tries to get it out, but the Eagles help push it out of the zone, and here comes Harshaw with a potential 2-on-1. On right wing, back to McCall. McCall gets checked off in the slot by a back-checking Burham before he could get the shot off. Good attempt there on a partial 2-on-1, and that's killed off the first minute of the man advantage. Here at the Sports Center of Connecticut. 3 minutes gone, no score, 45 seconds remaining on the power play for St. A's, their first of the game. Liam Lyons dumps it into himself over the line, goes into the corner. Checked off aggressively by O'Connell. 5 players in the corner, 3 St. A's, 3 Eagles, and St. A's comes away with it momentarily. O'Connell swiping at it. Engdahl tries to get it out, and Engdahl does. He gets checked off, looking for an interference call, doesn't get it, but instead it's a breakaway. Coming in is McQuegan. He shoots, he scores! McQuegan picked up the puck, and at 3:25, the Eagles get something they've done in back-to-back games, which is a shorthanded goal, and the Eagles go up 1-0 here in the period number 1.
Yeah, just that pace and that tempo. Difference maker. Again, when Post is moving their feet, they're a difficult team to play against.
For McQuegan, that's his second goal of the year. A shorthanded goal at 3:25.
And give credit Jack Engdahl.
We'll get a dime on that one, yep.
Really working hard along the wall here, pushing through his man, chipping the puck around so that McQuegan could pick it up.
Officially, McQuegan's second of the season from Jack Engdahl in game number 101 at 3:25. It's a shorthanded goal. Again, the Eagles back-to-back games with shorthanded goals, and they have just killed off the St. Anselm Hawk power play, where they scored one more goal than the Hawks did and lead 1-0 early on here in the first period. Good job by the Eagles. An excellent job by McQuegan, by the way, to trail Engdahl. So when Engdahl couldn't get to the puck, he won the race, took the puck and beat a shot Cam Carroll at 3:25. And then another poke check away, and Gething's chasing after it. He's not going to get there before Carroll can get there for the St. A's goaltender, and he rims it around to Vanderveen. Vanderveen checked off, but gave the puck up finally to Cordero. That's Chris Cordero. There are 2 Corderos in this game. Cordero stops on a dime, takes a heavy shot into the shoulder of Blodgett, and the puck comes free into the slot, and it's fanned on by Jack Cordero's brother. Jack Cordero, excuse me. Now a shot from the point, blocked it for a rebound, and they score! I think it was Jack Cordero got it, or they're saying it's going to be Garrett Alberti. Either way, the Eagles give it right back, and at 4:28 on the Garrett Alberti goal, it's 1-1.
Yeah, that's unfortunate there. As that puck starts to bounce around, starts to move around, you've got to identify your man, pick up that guy, and they didn't pick up the loose man on the backside. Nothing Drew could do about that. There were several good saves prior to that.
So Alberti, the sophomore out of Wilmington, Massachusetts, his 4th goal of the season. Assists will go to Mark Blaney, the junior defenseman who took the original shot, and Jack Cordero, the senior out of Barnstable, Massachusetts. Again, we have a Jack Cordero who's a senior, and Chris Cordero who's a freshman, who are brothers, both from Barnstable, Mass. But the assist will go to Jack Cordero at 4:28. So again, Alberti his 4th from Blaney and Jack Cordero at 4:28. O'Connell. Long pass too far for Murphy, and that's going to be an icing unless Murphy wins the race. But Murphy's going to win the race. Good job by Patrick Murphy, who scored 2 goals against Assumption the other night. Gives it out to Bice, but a little bit too far and rolled off his stick. Eagles trying to keep it in. Good pressure by the Eagles again early. Shouldn't get down. They got the shorthanded goal to make it 1-0, though they gave up a goal a minute later. Shouldn't get down about it, and they'll bring it in over the line, will the Hawks. Schwartz dumps it in. Cardo gets to the puck to Bice, gives it up to Aloy. Aloy sort of short-armed it, and the puck came back into the Eagle zone, and then back to Chase Reynolds of St. A's, who dumps it in right on the Blodgett, who will glove it down. 5:30. Well, the clock's still running. It was 5:23 gone, but the clock is still running. Finally stops 9 seconds later, so technically 5:46 gone now in period number 1. 1-1, excuse me. Face off to the left of Drew Blodgett. Reynolds in the far side Zamboni corner, rims it around, but Cardo is the only one there, and it goes to McCall to Harshaw. Harshaw gets to the red line, gets to the blue, continues on before it's taken away by Hoyt. Hoyt then reverses the flow out of the zone, and a racing over the line St. A's player takes a shot toward the net and ended up on the stick as Hunter Brackett picked it up right by the side of the net. It was Leinart who actually gave it down to Brackett. And Brackett took a bad angle shot that Blodgett was able to stop as this third line for the Hawks comes over. Then a long shot taken by Leinart just inside the line. Goes back to the point to Hoyt. Hoyt goes D to D to mix. It goes off his stick into the Zamboni corner. Brewer with a dangerous check as both players go down. Referees looking at each other. Nobody making a call, though. And it's still in that dangerous Zamboni corner. And it's centered out in front, but sticked away into the near side corner. Vanderveen Goes across to Mix. Mix dumps it down around the boards again. Christensen in there chasing it after Brewer. Christensen goes down again. Brackett picks it up on the half wall on the far side. Makes a fancy move into the middle before it's stick checked nicely by Pekka and sent all the way down back into the Hawk zone where Mix will rim it around to Vanderveen. Vanderveen gets it out the center and goes all the way down. What's going to be an icing? It will be as Sturgeon goes back to touch. There's an icing on St. A's with 7:03 gone in period one. 1-1 the score. We're going to update the scoring for you just so we have it all on deck. It's McQuegan, the second of the season from Engdahl. Shorthanded goal, 3:25. And then they're going Alberti with his fourth of the season from Chris Cordero only at 4:28. Although I thought he was the fourth guy to touch in that series, but we'll go with the official score, which is Chris Cordero in this case at 4:28. So 2 goals a minute, 3 apart, 1-1 the score. Sturgeon behind his own net, being checked off by Grace. It goes back behind the net to Sturgeon. Sturgeon trying to get away from Grace. Gives it into the Zamboni corner to Brewer. 4 players in there now. 5 players in that Zamboni corner fighting for it. 3 Eagles, 2 Hawks. This time the Hawks come away with it as Grace centered it out in front to Lions. Eagles trying to just get it out of the zone, and Gethings can't get it out. And Brewer now picks it up on the half wall. He'll skate behind his net, and the Eagles will give it to Engdahl. Engdahl goes across back to Brewer as they try to play catch with it. Finally, Brewer just goes up in the air, barely under the roof, and Engdahl tries to get to a bouncing puck. But instead, Alberti, the goal scorer, chipped it out the center. Engdahl coming back in like a bowling ball. He takes out one of the Hawks players, and he's going to get a penalty. As he was kind of bouncing around, they're going to call, looks like roughing, at 7:58, and that'll send the Hawks to their second power play of the game with their 0 for 1. Not really sure anything Engdahl could do on that. He was just kind of bouncing around, trying to get up, trying to get down. He ended up taking down one of the Hawk players. But the Eagles, who actually scored 1 goal on the last Hawk power play and killed it off, will have to kill off another Hawk power play here at 7:58. Burham and Harshaw on the face-off to Blodgett's right. Won by Burham, back to Mix. Mix on left point. Goes to center point. Goes across to Schwartz. Schwartz takes a shot. Nowhere near anybody, and he goes all the way down and around and out to center. That shot missed by 20 feet. Mix gives to Schwartz in his own zone. Being checked by McQuegan, who's got a shorthanded goal. And here's Schwartz carrying it to center. He's in over the line on left wing. Gets around the check of Craig, but hits the official, which gave away a puck and sent all the way off the top of the netting. Bad break for the Eagles in the sense that Schwartz ran into the official. Bad break in that Craig sent it outside the glass and into the netting, so that'll lead to a face-off inside the Hawk zone. With the clock still running again. And this time I don't know how many seconds went off the clock. Probably a solid 10 from when that puck went out of play. Right now it's showing 11:18 remaining in the period and 1:17 on the man advantage. I'm going to guess probably at least 10 seconds needs to be added on.
Yeah, I think the officials are on this one.
But we'll see. Officials, both referee and linesman, over at the scorer's table trying to fix that out. And this time I didn't see the clock. I looked down and looked up and noticed it was still running. So I'm going to guess 10, but let's see if they give it a little bit of a different score. Coach Larry Roca not happy, and can't necessarily blame him in this case.
No, absolutely. Especially when you're on your power play, right?
Now the penalty has disappeared. Linesman Shapungan is disgusted. He throws the puck down. Looks like they had 5 seconds. It's 1:22 on the power play now, which would make it 11:23 in the game clock. But let's see if that comes out correctly.
But as a coach, you're always saying it ran for 20, hoping they'll at least meet you halfway and throw an extra 10.
Well, while they're fixing this issue, again, Coach, something we mentioned in the pregame, congratulations to Jack Engdahl, who played in his 100th game on Wednesday. This is game 101, and sometime in the middle of next week, he will surpass, or should surpass, Nico Grolman in all-time games played at 104. Puck finally dropped, won by the Eagles Cardo has it in the near side corner, but he's checked off by Burham, and he comes away with it on the other side. He's on the far side, goes to the top of his circle on the far side, spins and turns and fires, stopped by Blodgett. Kicked it into the corner where Brackett plays it. He does the same thing, comes out to the top of the circle, this time passes it down to Burham, goes back to the point to Schwartz, who goes back to Burham. They play catch. Burham to Schwartz, right point, comes over here to Mix at left point, back to Schwartz, one-timer shot, blocked in front, didn't get to Blodgett, now finally picked up by the Eagles and dumped out the center, but not all the way down, as the Eagles would have liked. Nate McDevitt got it to center, but didn't get it all the way down. Here's Mix, pass to Schwartz, Schwartz at center, backhands it across the ice to Jack Cordero, who brings it in on right wing over the line. Cordero spins it in to the Zamboni quarter, now comes back out, goes back to Schwartz on right point. Schwartz giving in the middle of Hoyt center point, comes all the way over here to Jack Cordero, changed positions in the umbrella setup, and gives to Schwartz on the right side as they've changed their power play system. Back down into Brackett. Brackett centered it out in front, and a save there by Blodgett as Colarusso pinched in and took an opportunity. Excuse me, that was Burham, 12, not 15. Behind the net is Brackett. Brackett with the puck, 5 seconds remaining on the man advantage. Centered it out in front. Burham got a stick on it, but just went wide. Back to Jack Cordero, comes back to the point to Hoyt. Hoyt toward the net, in front, rebound, sit there, and a beautiful right pad save by Blodgett. Rob Schwartz, rebound shot taken by Brackett at the top of the near circle. Just goes wide, but a beautiful right pad save on Schwartz made by Blodgett. Power play over. Hawks 0 for 2 on the man advantage, but the Eagles survive that more than anything else. Burham comes away with it, charges toward the net, tries to wrap it around, goes to the far side, then comes up to the half wall. Goes back to the point to Blaney. He dumps it right back in. Eagles need to get it out and change the momentum a little bit, and they finally come away with the puck as Harshaw is able to skate it out of the zone. Hawks need to change that number one power play unit, but Harshaw, instead of dumping it in, peels back as the Eagles make a line change and give it to Craig, who gets to the red line, dumps it in, but gloved down by Blaney inside the Hawk zone, and then the Hawk player just went flying, lost his edge. It looked like Liam Lyons, but then the puck's given away to Murphy. Murphy behind the back to Bice, who sends it toward the net, and gloved down by Carroll as the Eagles get some field position change and a face-off inside the Hawk zone with 9:07 remaining in period one. And, Coach, the Eagles escaped that penalty kill more than anything.
Yeah, that was an exceptional save by Drew there. They're going to have to take a look in between periods, and St. A's likes to move pucks that end up rebounding to the back door, so that weak side D has got to be aware of that.
Murphy on the draw with Will Christensen, won by Murphy back to O'Connell. O'Connell faked the shot, then sent it behind the net to Norling. Norling, who got stone cold robbed in the final minute on Wednesday in trying to tie the game, and Craig takes a shot toward the net. It's blockered away by Carroll. Into the near side corner, Murphy trying to come away with it. Nice play by Norling to pinch down and make a hit, but the Eagles lose the puck, and out to center comes Grace. Grace tries to go around the defense of O'Connell. Craig gets there. He rims it all the way around. Bice looking to pick it up, but Blaney keeps it in. Murphy does a good job to back it up and send it past to Norling, but bouncing off of Norling's stick and into the Hawk zone before taken away by Blaney. Blaney goes D-to-D to Colarusso. They play catch. Back to Blaney on the near side inside the Hawk zone. Long pass up to center off of Grace's body and then taken away by Lyons. Lyons in over the line looking for Aliberti, and it rolled off his stick before he could get a shot from about 15 feet out. And then back to the point to Mix. Mix moves to center, looks for the backhand of Aliberti, and stopped by Blodgett. Simple backhand, simple save, and kicked into the corner by Blodgett as he rims it around to the far side half wall. Gethings comes away with the puck. A stick gets shattered. It's one of the Hawks sticks, so he's going to have to go off to get one. And Murphy plays it to Sturgeon in the Eagle zone and gives up to Bice. Bice high in the air, goes off for a line change. Not going to be an icing. Good call by the official, not give that an icing. That went very, very slowly as Carroll tried to get one call but wasn't able to do it. Sturgeon in his own zone had the puck roll off his stick, being chased down by Chris Cordero, and the puck goes behind the net to Brewer. 7:30 to go in period one. 1-1 the score. Shorthanded goal by McQuegan. Even strength goal by Garrett Alberti. Sturgeon right here in front of us in the near corner, tries to get it out of the zone, chips it up the wall. It rims all the way into the Hawk zone where Gethings plays it. Gethings 1-on-4 gets taken out of the play, and back comes Chris Cordero, but Brewer will get there before Cordero will. He'll go D-to-D to Cardo, who hits that previously shattered stick and has to make a fancy move to get away with it. And here comes Cardo over the line. Cardo trying to go through too many players, finally falls down and has the puck taken away. And as the Hawks try to break back, they make a bad pass. It goes off the back of the leg And Luke Leinert tries to bring it in. Leinert does bring it in. Had it stick checked away, though, by Noble, and Noble will play it with a nice pass to Harshaw. 2-on-3. Harshaw over the line on right wing, tries to get around the check of Hoyt. He does, gets it behind the net. 3 players go behind the net. Kind of a car crash back there. And the Hawks try to get it out, but it's checked away by Aloy. Aloy closing in with a shot from 10 feet out. Rebound chopped into the body of Carroll. And with 6:27 to go, a face-off inside the Hawks zone as the Eagles get a good attempt there on a turnover as Aloy broke in on right wing and took one shot and banged at a rebound.
Yeah, good quick release there by Jake Aloy.
And I must say, Coach, for a Friday afternoon, the crowd is really filled in here. I only see bodies and heads all the way down there, plus the rim around on the Hawk zone there. So good crowd for a Friday afternoon. We thank you for joining us here at the Sports Center of Connecticut.
Yeah, the students and faculty have always been great supporters of the program. That's much appreciated.
Harshaw and Burham in the faceoff, and Burham won that one behind the net to Blaney. Blaney will wait to regroup. 6:20 to go in period 1, 1-1 the score. NE10 action here on the NE10 Now Network, and a long pass to Burham. And Burham broke ahead on a breakaway, but Blodgett's going to get there first as it rolled off his body, and he couldn't continue forward. And Blodgett nicely came out aggressively and took the puck away before Burham could catch up to it. Now the same type of play inside the Hawk zone as Carroll had to be dangerous with the puck, and he got it away, then gave it away. McQuegan cruising down the slot, lost the puck, and back come the Hawks as they try to get it out of the zone, but they're struggling right now. Jack Cordero goes across to Blaney. Blaney tries to get it out of the zone, goes behind back to Jack Cordero. He's struggling to get it out, though. And finally, Colarusso gets it out, but then it's sent right back in by McQuegan. Chasing after it is McDevitt. McDevitt forces the pass to go all the way to the near side corner inside the Hawk zone. McQuegan makes a hit. Puck comes over here to Schwartz, and Schwartz finally able to carry it out to center. He's in over the line on right wing, tries to make a back pass, but a nice play by O'Connell had it taken away. Here come the Eagles 2-on-2. McQuegan up on left wing. He's over the line. He's got an opportunity. Goes behind the net, tries to spin it in front, and carries it on. Reverses it behind the net, tries for a quick return pass, ends up on the stick of Craig. Craig goes across D to O'Connell. O'Connell looking in front for McDevitt on a one-timer, and he just missed it. Went off his stick and blade and went wide as a nice setup there by the Eagles offense. And O'Connell goes off on a line change as the Hawks try to get it out of the zone. Here's Vanderveen. Had it taken away, though, right at the Eagle line, and inside the Eagle zone the puck goes as Craig spins away from the check of Christensen. Craig stops behind his own net, makes a hard stop, makes a veer and a right-hand turn, and feeds a nice pass up to Norling. Norling up on left wing over the line into the Hawks zone. Gets checked away, though, on Hoyt. Goes flying down. Hoyt does, and the puck will just squirt free back to center where Sturgeon makes a nice play to avoid having it stolen by Hoyt, and then sent all the way back in behind Carroll, who will hold it off momentarily. Bice chasing it after it. Hoyt makes a long pass up ahead to Alberti. Alberti feeds a pass over here to Lyons on left wing. Puck gets dumped in. Lyons hits Brewer down. Sturgeon had the puck go behind him, though. Centered it out in front. It's still there. Rebound. A nice blocker save by Blodgett, who aggressively came out to rob 13. Rossi then gets a rebound shot. Takes it again. Gloved over the net as it goes off the glove of Blodgett. He came free in the slot, did Hunter Rossi. Then a long shot taken from the point just goes wide. Rims all the way around. Bice looking to get it out, and he does. And Rossi plays it to D in Snowdy. Snowdy makes a bad pass to the Bice, and he'll rim it around, but it goes off the net, and that should be out of play, and the referee's caught that. So it did go off the net with 3:54 to go in period 1. Good opportunity there by Hunter Rossi with 2 bangs at it, the freshman out of Long Island, New York. Doesn't say where in Long Island, but from Long Island, New York. That could be a lot of places. Yeah. A big place, that Long Island.
Port Jeff's a nice area.
Port Jeff is a nice area. Miller Place isn't that bad either. Engdahl in the Hawk zone in the near side corner. Goes back to Cardo. Cardo, long shot, gets deflected high up in the air over the head of Carroll and into the far side corner where the Hawks are able to come away with it with a nice pass to Brackett. 3-on-2 if they hurry over the line. Brackett is offside, though, as he spun back, and then I don't know if he lost his stick or threw it in the air in frustration because he had to stop momentarily. That caused the offsides as Brackett, the junior out of Harwick-Port, Massachusetts. You know, I think they try to make the writing on these sheets as small as humanly possible.
I did. I coached with an individual once who shall remain nameless, but he would do as much as he could to make the font as small as possible to fit on one page.
I just had an eye exam, and this is an eye chart. Long shot from the point, right on rebound. 2 saves in front by Blodgett as Mick took a shot, and then Brackett picked up a rebound, and Blodgett stopped that one. Then Brackett knocked down to the ice. Mix takes a shot again. Easy save there. That time for Blodgett, who had time and space. Kicked it into the far side corner. Aloy, nice backhand pass to Harshaw, and out comes McCall. McCall gets to the red line, rims it around. He'll go off on a line change. So Harshaw will chase after it with Carroll behind the net. Almost gives it away, though, and feeds the pass to his defense partner and up to Reynolds. Reynolds down behind gives a pass backwards, and then a long pass to center stolen by O'Connell. And he'll hold for the Eagles as the rest of the Eagles go off on a line change. Craig and O'Connell, the defensive combination with 2:40 to go. In period 1, 1-1 the score. Aloy outside the Eagle zone. Goes back in, leaves it for Murphy. Murphy with some steam and speed over the line. Heavy shot that's deflected off behind the netting into the far side crowd with 2:31 remaining. In period 1, 1-1 the score. Don't forget to stay with us after period 1. We'll go around the post-university sports scene as we do at the end of the first period in all games here on the NE10 Now Network and youtube.com/GoPostEagles.
That was really good play by Tommy Bice there. He saw that Murph was going to be coming late, so he took back some ice and was able to hit him in stride with some speed, make a good play, nice shot on goal.
Murphy chasing after it in the far side corner, taking on Connor Snowdy. Now 5 players in that corner fighting for it. 3 Hawks and 2 Eagles. Lots of birds over there. Finally coming away with it is Jack Cordero. He spins away. Murphy takes exception to the pick held by Snowdy, and it's finally dumped in by Burham into the Zamboni corner inside the Eagle zone. Craig spins away with a check, almost runs into Burham. Long pass too far for Bice. This might get all the way down for an icing, even with the slower Sports Center of Connecticut ice, and it does with 1:57 to go in period 1. Face-off inside the Eagle zone. Looks to be to Blodgett's right, who's played well in period 1, making some big saves to keep this 1-1.
Yeah, we'll see if Murph is how he's doing tonight in the face-off zone here. Face-off dot.
Yeah, he had a great game on Wednesday. I don't remember his exact numbers, but very solid game in the face-off dot.
Yeah, it was over 73% after 2. I don't know how he ended up. But
correct.
And that was incredible.
And he didn't win that one, but the Eagles had it momentarily. And then a shot taken from the point, deflected in front as a shot by Hoyt was taken, deflected by Lyons, and it just went wide. Craig chasing after it, takes a hit, and Christensen goes flying. Puck gets up to Bice right at the half wall here in front of the Eagle zone, and then a nice pass to Norling, who's got a break if he can get around to the fence and then taken out of the play. But there's going to be an interference penalty for that, as Norling didn't have the puck and wisely kept his skates moving. That created a penalty and a power play for the Eagles with 88 seconds remaining in period number 1. So at 18:32. 2 minutes for interference to Connor Snowdy, the senior out of Cary, North Carolina. The Eagles 11 for 95 on the power play. That's 11.6%. That's last in the NE10, although they did have a power play goal. And St. A's is 75 for 92 on the penalty kill, 81.5%. That's third in the NE10. Face off to Carroll's left. Murray and Reynolds, excuse me. You wouldn't believe the alliterations we have on this team. McCowell, Connor, Murray, Murphy. It's McQuegan, McDevitt. We've got a whole bunch here. But that's what makes this job fun, right, Coach?
Well, you're the one that has to say it, so fun for you.
Murphy talking to the official. I'm not sure what about. But currently there are 6 Eagles on the ice, so I don't think that's what's at stake here. I don't know what Murphy went over there to talk about. But Reynolds wins the draw after all that, and the puck rimmed around and sent back to Sturgeon. Sturgeon goes D to D to Craig, back to Sturgeon. Sorry, that's Brewer, 15. Murray with a shot, long shot from the top of the far circle, stopped by Carroll after Brewer made the pass to Murray, but good to get it on the net. That's one of the things that you notice between the opposing teams and the Eagles sometimes is just simple shots on the net. That's how these shot totals get a little out of whack.
Yeah, for sure. I'd like to see him move that puck a little quicker and get a little quicker release there. When you see that lane, take it.
Murray gives it to Brewer off the faceoff win. They play catch. Goes down low to Aloy. Aloy to Murray, back to Brewer center point. Brewer fakes, comes over to the near side to Craig for a shot toward the net. Gets it blocked in front nicely by Schwartz, but back to the point to Craig. Craig, long shot again, looking for a deflection, but another nice block by Schwartz. Craig, a third time gloved by Carroll that time, as that was the first shot without Schwartz in front of it, and Carroll made an easy save. 54.1 seconds remaining in period 1, 1-1, a minute 26 to go on the power play. So if the Eagles don't score or nothing else funky happens, the Eagles will have a power play in period number 2. But 54 seconds here in period 1 to try to get a goal as Murphy comes out to take the face-off against Burham. Won by Murphy to Norling. Norling goes back to Cardo on right point, goes across the Bice, off his skate, back to his stick. Couple of number 11s over there. Schwartz chased him, and a nice pass around the Norling on the near side corner. It goes back to the point, and Cardo's got to race after it, and he did nicely and got it over to Bice. Bice down low to Norling on the half wall. Spins with it, comes back toward the point, plays catch with Bice. Norling gives it down low to Murphy. Murphy back to the point to Bice. Bice toward the net through a maze of legs, and it got deflected wide into the far side corner. Cardo plays it with 20 in the period. Cardo plays it back into the zone, chipping after it. Schwartz had it stick checked away off of McCowell's stick. Cardo in there, backhand high in the air and all the way down the ice with 10 seconds remaining in the period. That'll probably do it for any further rush. St. A's isn't really pressing with 5 seconds. Bice will try to bring it out of the zone with a long pass to Norling, maybe one last shot. Norling takes that shot from the blue line, but the stick checked away by Blaney and Grace. And that is how period 1 ends, 1-1. Not a bad period for either team. Post came out flying, Coach, and got a shorthanded goal, gave up one a minute 3 later. But basically teams played even after that.
Yes, yeah. I mean, both teams have speed, and when they're using that speed, they're playing well. The post forwards, when they're attacking off the rush, when they have that close support that we've seen tonight, they're getting opportunities. So trying to consistently have that close support as you're attacking to force that defender to have to make a choice is important. And then on the defensive side of things, like to see the defenders with a little better lateral gap. When you're very tight along the wall, with someone coming with speed, and you get on their back shoulder, it's really hard to make a play. So if you can rotate back laterally, take back some ice so that you can meet them at the next point of attack would be something I'd like to see the defenders do.
Goals by McQuegan and Alberti. That's how we end period number 1 with a 1-1 score. Here on the NE10 Now Network, we'll be back in 2 minutes as we take a quick break, and we'll come back and go around the Post University sports team as we do always in the first period. You're listening and watching Post University Hockey on the NE10 Now Network and YouTube.com/Go Post Eagles. Back here in the first period intermission with the score 1-1 between St. A's and Post University. We come back as we do always for your look around the Post University sports teams we do in the first period intermission here, and that's brought to you by Post University and its 21 NCAA Division II athletic programs and its 1 Division I athletic program. That's the women's hockey team. From volleyball to baseball to men's hockey, there's something for you and everyone to enjoy. Whether a student, a parent, or a fan, for more information on Post University athletics, news, scores, and upcoming schedules for all your favorite teams, please go to posteagles.com. That's posteagles.com. Eagle fans, winter sports are as cool as ice. What better way to support your Eagles than with university clothing or branded items? If you want to represent your Eagle fandom in the nest, on campus, around the neighborhood, at home, or on the road, go to posteagles.com, click on the fan section on the right-hand side, then click on School Store to grab anything and everything Post Eagles. Use the code WIN15 at checkout to receive 15% off your order of $70 or more. However, exclusions do apply. That's code WIN15, WIN15, all one word. You can also visit the campus store in the Lever Student Center on campus. They're open Monday through Thursday, 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. First and most importantly, we'd like to congratulate and welcome Dylan Bell, who's been named head coach of the men's and women's cross-country team. When fall rolls around, there will be a new leader at the helm of Post University men's and women's cross-country team, as Connecticut native Dylan Bell has been named the new head coach. After graduating from Bethel High School back in 2017, Bell will go on to compete in cross-country for 5 years at Houghton University, along with their indoor and outdoor track and field programs, before becoming a graduate assistant with the programs in 2022 while pursuing his master's in business administration with a focus on nonprofit management. In 2 years as a graduate assistant, Bell was tasked with the creation and execution of athletic training cycles, as well as practices, recruitment, meet management, and budgets for the program. Bell currently resides in Brookfield, Connecticut, so congratulations and welcome to the Post University family. Dylan Bell, the new head coach of the men's and women's cross-country team. Men's basketball, their next game will be tomorrow, but they're coming off a 61-58 win over the University of Bridgeport on Tuesday. With the win, Post moved to 13-4 overall, 4-2 in the CACC. Bridgeport fell to 7-11 overall, 1-6 in the CACC. Bollicott extended his double-digit point streak to 10 straight games after going 3 for 9 from the floor, while hitting 4 for 8 free throws for a total of 11 points on the evening. After struggling the 2 games previous and scoring only 18 points combined, Dang Diang scored a team-high 15 points on 5 for 10 shooting. As a team, Post shot only 38.3% from the floor and were under 40% overall for the 5th time this season. When shooting under 40% this season, the Eagles are now 3-2, with 2 losses coming against Southern New Hampshire and Damon. Post has now won 4 straight against the University of Bridgeport on the road and are 6-5 overall away from home against their CACC rival. As we mentioned, the first home game in 10 days for Post. They'll take on Georgian Court tomorrow at 3 p.m. inside the Drubner Center. The Eagles are 9-0 all-time against the Lions and have won all but 2 of those matchups by double digits. The Women Eagles, they defeated the University of Bridgeport 72-64. They moved to 10-7 overall, 5-2 in the CACC. Bridgeport falls to 5-12 overall, 4-3 in the CACC. With only 12 turnovers in that game, Post turned the ball over for the second fewest times in the game this season, as they only had 6 against Goldie Beacom and then 11 against Mercy University earlier this season. While scoring double digits in 3 of her last 4 games, Tajane Simmons has shot over 45% from the floor in each game, while being a perfect 4 for 4 from the line and being over 50% from 3 in each contest. Making 9 of 16 3-point shots tonight, making 9 of 16 3-point shots on Tuesday. Post shot 56.3% from behind the arc, which was a season high. The previous high was 50%, 7 for 14 against St. Michael's on the road earlier this year. And with a team high 14 points, Maya Klein has now reached double digits in their past 9 conference matchups in a row and in her last 6 games overall. The Women Eagles play their first home game in 10 days at the Drubner Center with a 1 o'clock game against Georgian Court tomorrow. While holding a 21-9 record all-time in the series, the Eagles have also won 7 straight games and 9 of the last 10 dating back to the 2014-2015 season. Women's hockey, they play at 8 o'clock tonight upstairs right above me here at the Sports Center of Connecticut. So if you weren't able to make it down here for the men's game, and it's a pretty full house here tonight for the men's game, please go right upstairs for the women's game right afterwards. 8 o'clock start tonight against Franklin Pierce in NEWHA action. That'll be a lone home game for the Eagles, who are coming off a tough 4-2 loss last Saturday afternoon against St. A's, a game that they were tied late in the third period before a breakaway goal ended up being the goal that broke up the tie, and a late empty net goal made it 4-2. But the Women Eagles playing upstairs, that game will start at 8 o'clock. Coach Pete Whitney and I will be on that broadcast as well. And then tomorrow here at the Sports Center of Connecticut, 1 p.m. puck drop, 12:45 pregame on the NE10 Now Network and YouTube.com/GoPostEagles. The men will play Game 2 of this 2-game home set against St. A's here at the Sports Center of Connecticut. So come on down, nice crowd here tonight. And as Coach mentioned in the pregame, Waterford Junior Hockey will be here as well for some on-ice stuff in the crowd. So please come on down tomorrow, 1 p.m. puck drop here at the Sports Center of Connecticut. That's your look around the post-university sports scene here for Friday, January 26th. With the score 1-1 between St. A's and your Eagles. We'll be back in 2 minutes to recap the first period and get Coach's thoughts on a pretty good first period played by both teams. The Eagles will have a 32-second man advantage to start period number 2. You're listening and watching the Post-University Hockey on the NE10 Now Network and youtube.com/go Post Eagles. Back in the first intermission here, Jeff Nelson, Coach Pete Whitney this afternoon as the Eagles and Hawks, the bird names, lots of bird names in this conference. In a 1-1 game here this afternoon, Hugh McQuegan opened the scoring on a shorthanded goal and a nice job chasing down a puck that Jack Engdahl pushed out of the zone and beat Cam Carroll with it to give the Eagles a 1-0 lead shorthanded at 3:25 of period 1. The lone assist goes to Jack Engdahl on that, but it was a short-lived lead as at even strength, Garrett Alberti found the puck and slammed it by Drew Blodgett. The lone assist going to, after a bunch of mix-ups, goes to Chris Cordero, the freshman from Barnstable, Massachusetts. And that's where we stand after one period, 1-1. Shots on goal. Coach and I are scratching our heads a little bit. It says 23-6 in favor of St. A's. I don't think it was 23-6, but I'm not the official scorer. It might be 23-12, but definitely doesn't feel like a 23-6 period. And then face-offs were 13-5 for St. A's in period number 1, as Max Burham was 6 for 3 and 6 for 9 in the draw, and Chase Reynolds 3-0. Nathan McDevitt, the only Eagle to go undefeated in period 1, but he was 1-0. Coach, good period all the way around. You got to take some of that momentum from the end of the game on Wednesday and how he played in this first period and keep going. A big 2-game series for the Eagles here to get some points. Yeah,
as we've always talked about, Jeff, it's consistency is regardless of who you are, what your record is. As you're playing the game, consistency and your ability to execute are the two difference makers. So Post had a really good, that was a great period. but that one's over. That one's in the book. So now you need to recreate that and shore up a couple of little things. Like I say, maybe get a little more consistent support on the rushes, a little more close support, more pucks to the net, and things will take care of themselves.
Yeah, and that's why I kind of make a sticking point on the shots on goal. It's, again, St. A's had shots, so did the Eagles.
Right.
And it skews the stat line. It makes it seem like there was a dominating period by St. A's. It wasn't. There were some great saves from Drew Blodgett, definitely at the end of that second power play for sure that the St. A's had, but it is a little misleading.
Right, and the other thing that does too, and it's kind of a funny thing, but at least at this point, right now, way better save percentage for Drew than 1 for 5.
Yes, and that's true, but that's also how you end up at 50 shots at the end of the game too.
Right.
As the Eagles gave up 52 shots against St. A's the other night, but they had 38 of their own, which is to say they're a little off that pace right now.
Yes.
Based on the official scoring.
Yeah. Yep. And again, we look at, quality of shots. We always talk about that, shots coming from outside the dots that are easy shots for a goaltender to save, easy pucks to save, count as a shot on goal. But again, as a coach, you always, when you're looking at the video, you really want quality shots. Obviously, you want to outshoot your opponent, try to get around that 30-plus shots on goal a game, but then we fine-tune it to hopefully many of those are more grade A shots than just random pucks thrown.
I always say this, one of my favorite little screens that they used to do on the Bruins games on Channel 38 back in the day. It's when Derek Sanderson used to put up keys to the game and he'd list all these things, and the last key was always score more goals than the other team. Yeah,
pretty much you do that, you're going to win a lot of games.
So,
sage advice from a NHL veteran.
A multiple-time Stanley Cup champion and a former Philadelphia Blazer, which there aren't many.
I wonder how many people, good trivia question, know that he made the pass to Bobby Orr on the flying Bobby Orr famous picture.
People probably know that they say Sanderson, but they may not tie it into him because it's always Sanderson to Orr.
Yep.
On those calls. Second period underway. Eagles on a power play for another 25 seconds. Long shot taken by Murphy just outside the blue line glove by Cam Carroll. As we start the second period, St. A's in their road blue and gray is going left to right as you look at your dial, and the Eagles in the home whites going right to left. Good simple play right off the face, so hopefully they get credit for a shot on goal there. The Eagles do. As Murphy in the draw again, he wins the second one, but it bounces by Bice and all the way back to center, where Cardo will have to regroup. Cardo to Bice. Gets leveled right at the line on a heavy hit by Vanderveen. He's able to get up, but a nice hit by Vanderveen, knocking Bice down. And then a big, not so big hit by Murphy, but a hit enough to block Burham off the puck. As the power play is about to expire, Cardo walks in with a shot and just ripped it wide. As the power play expired, the Eagles scored a goal right as the power play expired on Wednesday, 1 second after the penalty expired. Almost had a chance there as Cardo ripped a shot from 30 feet out. Back to center it goes. Sturgeon goes across to Brewer, who's being watched by Burham. They play catch with it D-to-D, and Sturgeon tries to come out with it, and he does. Sturgeon looking for Murphy, gets it to Murphy, one-hands it into the zone. He keeps going at it, chasing it down before Mix wiped it up, but Brewer keeps it in on right point. Brewer goes between three players, shot right on, rebound, it's right there in the crease. Oh, that's oh boy. They're going to call a penalty. The backside official raised his hand long after Gethings had crashed into Carroll. Carroll was outside the crease when that collision occurred. But they're going to give Gethings 2 for goaltender interference, but it wasn't the official in the zone who called it. It was the back-end official 2 seconds after the collision occurred.
For a while there, one of the calls of flavor, too, used to be embellishment, which kind of would have liked to have seen one there.
Yeah, there was definitely a...
Definitely contact, but not to the degree as was displayed.
But again, the official standing right there didn't call it. It was the back-end official who called it.
Right, but good for the goaltender for gamesmanship.
Absolutely. As St. A's goes to their third man advantage. They keep the puck in on the zone on left wing, and then it's taken away by McQuegan, but then lost the puck back and it's still kept into the zone. Plays it over to Blaney. Blaney goes across the Lions, who takes a shot into Blodgett, but he didn't see it. And then it goes behind the net, and one of the Eagles gets taken down out of the play, and it comes back to the point. Goes across to Blaney. To Hoyt. Hoyt gives it down to Lions. It goes back to Hoyt. Hoyt gives to Leinart. Leinart closing in on right point, but McQuegan closed him off, so instead he rims it all the way around, and it comes to Lyons on left point. Lyons closing in, top of the far circle, takes a shot that gets blocked in front and reverses all the way to the near side corner. Goes behind the net to Christensen, goes back to Leinart at the half wall. To Hoyt to Leinart, long shot taken, blocked in front. I don't think it got to Blodgett. And then taken again by Hoyt. Hoyt makes a bad pass to the Leinart and gets out of the zone with the first minute gone in the man advantage. So far, as the Eagles done a good job keeping the puck to the outside and shots away from Blodgett. Surgeon rims it up, but Mix keeps it in with a state, and then it's stick checked out of the zone by Harshaw, who will go off on a line change. That'll give one Eagle a chance for a line change. And then a giveaway to Sturgeon. Sturgeon, with time and space, closing in, leaves it for Engdahl. I don't know why he didn't take the shot. He had space and time. He should have just put it on the net, but Engdahl does a good job behind the net to keep it in. 1-on-5 against 5 Hawks. Engdahl has kept it in the zone. And finally, Mix plays it behind his own net after the Eagles kill 30 seconds off in the man advantage, and now 30 remain. On the Hawks' third power play of the game, they're 0 for 2 so far. And then a nice play there by Mosher. Mosher scored a shorthanded goal on Wednesday, gets taken down, no penalty. Everybody's looking for a call, nobody gets one. And out comes Schwartz with a head of steam 3-on-2. He's up the center. He's in over the line. He crisscrosses, leaves it for Cordero. That's Jack Cordero. Then centered in front and then sent all the way down the ice by the Eagles. They've killed off power play number 3 by the Hawks. The Hawks now 0 for 3. Bad pass off a leg. Skating into it is Norling. Norling picked it up, though, had it roll off a stick. Blaney kicked it out the center and then taken away by Brackett. Brackett over the line on left wing, sent it toward Jack Cordero. Cordero looking for a backhand. It goes behind the net. No freeze as it keeps going, and Norling comes out the other side with it on left wing. With a heavy pass to Bice on right wing on the right side. Nice pass. Bice toward the net, gets taken down. The Eagles go on a power play as down goes Bice, but the Eagles have the puck still. Norling to Bice. Bice comes out the other side. Short angle shot. Blocked by Carroll. Played up to the half wall and finally touched by Jack Cordero. That's a good job by Tommy Bice to draw a tripping penalty at 3:41. And the Eagles will go to power play number 2. Coach, sorry, you were...
Yeah, I was just going to point out that that whole play starts because of the great back check, actually, by Patrick Murphy. He came back, he lifted that stick, they were able to move it on transition, and that's what created all this. So those little kind of, unreported assists, so to speak, that happened during a game. But, as a coach, you love to see that kind of work ethic.
Blaney 2 for tripping at 3:41 sends the Eagles to power play number 2, and the Eagles lose the faceoff by chasing after the puck, and Bice keeps it in on left point. Goes a nice cross pass to Cardo. Cardo closes in with a deflection in front by McCowell, and a nice save by Carroll. Murphy racing to keep it in, and he does. Nice job on left point. Murphy down the Bice. It goes by him all the way around the Norling in the Zamboni corner, where it takes a weird bounce, but goes back to Cardo. Cardo, heavy pass to Bice, looking across the ice for Norling. Too much, but Norling spins away from the check. Norling into the Zamboni corner to Murphy. Murphy with a nice pass in front to McCowell, but he can't get a stick off. Then Murphy with a one-timer blast. Right by the top of the crease area, but deflected into the netting by both Carroll and the stick of Snowdy. And the first 33 seconds of the Eagle power play, good ones, as they get multiple opportunities and a face-off inside the Hawk zone.
Yeah, that was a well-conceived play, and that bumper play, he just has to have those knees bent, that hand lower down on the stick, and there's no time to stop that puck. You just got to be stepping into it as it comes to you.
Murray won the draw, but the puck was sent all the way down the ice by the aggressive Chase Reynolds, junior out of Middletown, Connecticut, place I know very, very well. Long pass ahead to Murray up on right wing, dumps it in and around on the boards as Brewer will chase in after. Brewer keeps the puck in the corner, and Gethings helps out. Gethings gives it to Aloy. 4 Eagles on this side of the ice, and Brewer, he's a pass to Murray. Murray gets stick-checked heavily by the aggressive check of Vanderveen. He gets to center and dumps it down. Vanderveen, 6'6", 230, formerly of Bowdoin College. Big boy for the Hawks. Here's Brewer. Gets the center, dumps it in, off the body of Vanderveen, behind the net, chasing after it is Mix. Mix plays it this way, but Aloy gets there first. Aloy goes back to Brewer. One-timer shot way wide, looking for a deflection. Craig keeps it in, dumps it back in, but Mix was the first one there, and here come the Hawks 3-on-2 if they hurry. Pass to Leinart over the line, a little bit too far. He picks it up in the corner, sliding Eagles, and then a centering pass in front. Deflected more by the Eagles than anything else, and Brewer taken out of the play, and here's a shot right from 20 feet out taken by Burham as he picked up a shot between the two circles, and 10 seconds remain on the Eagles' second power play, where they're about to be 0 for 2. Here comes Burham the other way, over the line, had taken away by Brewer, looking for Engdahl. Power play officially over, and now the Eagles are 0 for 2. Craig across the ice to Brewer. Being checked by Alberti, the Hawk goal scorer, and the puck taken away. Right on the top of the far circle there, a centering pass in front. Alberti goes back to the point, long shot taken by Hoyt. Deflected into the corner, attempted pass back, and then a shot taken from 10 feet out by an aggressively pinching Rossi, who's had a couple of opportunities of his own. The puck sent back in. Behind the net it goes, Chris Cordero. Cordero comes out the far side, looking to spin back behind. He does. Centering pass by Rossi in front goes wide. Picked up on the other side by Snody. Snody tried to center in front and then given away finally. And then, I'm not sure if intentional or not, but Craig tried to take out some players on the St. A's bench by clearing the puck into their bench.
Yeah, that was actually a really nice shift for those St. A's players. They did a really good job of finding those little open spots and just bumping that puck to those areas, and they got some good opportunities. That's
their kid line coach, 2 freshmen and a sophomore. Those are 3 of their 4 underclassmen who play forward for them, all in that one line.
Well, things bode well for them in the future if they're able to contribute like that.
For the record, I'll just add, by the way, Chris Cordero got an assist in the first period. That was his first varsity point. Shot in front, stopped as Brackett closed in off the face-off win, and Blodgett had to make a pad save there. As a dangerous play by Hunter Brackett, their leading goal scorer. He's got 11 on the season, and a nice stop there by Blodgett. Puck bumped free into the slot area inside the Hawk zone. They get it out with a pass to Leinert. Leinert pushing it up ahead to Brackett. Brackett closing in again, and another save by Blodgett, who came up big that time. Brackett, though, took a big hit for his trouble. He's having a hard time getting up, and back come the Eagles the other way. Here's Norling on left wing. Norling takes a shot using the defense as a screen and ripped it 30 feet wide off the Zamboni door and all the way out of the zone. Bice feeds it back to Noble. Noble looking for Norling. Back to Noble. Finally on the stick of Justin Harshaw. Harshaw spins away from the check of Schwartz. Almost gave it away dangerously in his own zone, but instead gave it away outside the zone, and Reynolds will send it back behind the net where the Eagles start again. O'Connell, long pass to Aloy, doesn't touch a stick, and that's an icing. Nice attempt there by O'Connell, but missed Aloy, and that'll lead to an icing and a face-off inside the Eagles zone. Coach of note, McQuegan scored that shorthanded goal in period number 1. Also, there was a shorthanded goal on Wednesday by that was Mosher's got the goal on Wednesday. That's the first time the Eagles have scored shorthanded goals in back-to-back games since 2016.
Good statistic.
Good year for you, right?
Well, yeah. Every year I'm around is a good year for me.
Early years of the program, but there's a statistic we got to pull out. So we've got 100 games for Jack Engdahl, 101 tonight. He's 3 away from tying the team record, 4 from breaking it, and then back-to-back shorthanded goals for the first time in 8 years, 7 full seasons, because obviously we missed the pandemic season. Shot off the face-off taken by Jack Cordero. It got blocked, and the Eagles dump it into the zone. Puck rolls behind the net, played by Vandeveen, and the puck comes free to center. One thing I've noticed tonight is compared to Wednesday as well, the officials are a little more generous with the red line than they were on Wednesday. That was as tight of a red line as I've seen in a long time.
Yes, it was.
Jack Cordero in his own zone, goes across the ice to Luke Mix, who takes a return pass to Cordero. He's in over the line, takes a shot from 40 feet out, blocked in front, gets his own rebound, and it was deflected wide behind the net. Schwartz tries to play it. Cordero in there, comes free up on the half wall to the Eagles, and a nice pass made by Aloy out to center. McCowell gets to center, dumps it in. The defensive unit plays in. Carroll dangerously sends it up and out to center, and now chasing after it's going to be Burham. Burham will lose the race to Murray, but ends up on the puck instead and centered it in front. And I think there's going to be a penalty, a slashing penalty. Is that going to be on the Hawks? Nope, it's going to be on Connor Murray, so that's going to send the Hawks to their 4th power play of the game. At 8:19, Connor Murray 2 for slashing, and a face-off to Blodgett's right.
Yeah, and that's just a situation where we should have kept our feet going a little bit better, because that St. A's player was outside. You came from outside inside and was, forced you to put a stick on him as he went to the net.
McDevitt in the draw to Blodgett's right against Reynolds. Won by McDevitt, who took his own puck, too, and then was taken down by Christensen. He tried to send it out to the point, but it was kept in by Hoyt. Hoyt closing in on the left side, takes a shot looking for a deflection. It just went wide and it rimmed all the way out back to center. Leinert Feeds to Lyons, who takes a return pass to Liner. He carries it in, up on right wing. He's in over the line. Brewer watching him, forcing him into the corner. He rims it all the way around, but Brewer sort of blocked it, and he gets the puck back. Sends it back to his D-man, but too far and all the way down the ice. So the Hawks killing off the first 30 seconds of their man advantage as Carroll will hold it and leave it for Alex Hoyt, the sophomore, out of East Bridgewater, Massachusetts. Here's Hoyt. Pass up to Lyons. Lyons takes a spill, loses the puck, and it comes free back to center, where Jack Cordero will start again. Cordero at center. Makes a right-hand veer, tries to get in over the line, but stick checked nicely by Murphy, and the Eagles send it all the way down the ice again. Good job in this first minute by the Eagles killing off the man advantage. Hawks 0 for 3 so far. This is man advantage number 4. Luke Mix carries it from behind the net out of his own zone, gets the center, passes it across. Couple of Eagles in the zone already, so they were offside, and the Eagles send it all the way down and right on. Shot on goal for Mosher. And then dangerously playing with the puck as Murphy pressured Carroll, but he got it away, and here comes Brackett. Brackett up to center, over the line, offsides again. He's had to stop right at the blue line, make a veer, and he frustratingly slams the puck into the corner with 10:20 to go in period number 2 and 39 seconds remaining on a Hawks fourth power play. Eagles doing a good job killing this one off, Coach.
Well, that pressure is a difference maker, right? That's a frustration for St. A's now as Post is doing a good job, especially in the neutral zone, trying to disrupt a bit, and that's what you want to do. If you can disrupt it there, you don't have to worry about defending in your end.
Mosher wins that easily off the faceoff, and Cardo ripped it all the way down the ice past the attempted block of Schwartz, and 30 seconds remain on power play number 4 for the Hawks. Here comes Mix, picked it up behind his own net, comes out of the zone, gets to center, tries to carry it in over the line, had it taken away, and Cardo slams it down. Again, with 20 remaining on the man advantage. Nice job by Post standing up at their own blue line to go for a full line change other than Harshaw. And here's Jack Cordero. Cordero giving it to Brackett, tries to get through again. A nice pinch up by Gethings. Gives the puck to Burham. Burham gets it over on the far side to Hoyt, and the Eagles get it out of the zone and then send right back in. The power play is going to expire. Hawks now 0 for 4. Good job by the Eagles. That's right before the power play expires, so no icing as it's sent all the way down the ice. Jack Cordero behind his own net. Eagles done a good job on the penalty kill tonight. 0 for 4 go the Hawks. Coming down is Alberti. He's the Hawk goal scorer. Leaves it for Brackett. Sends it across. Looking for Jack Cordero. Just a little bit too far. Cordero, though, picked it up on the half wall. Tried to center it out in front. Taken away by Gethings. Gethings, 1-on-3. Carrying it into his own zone. Has Murray behind him and Engdahl next to him. Tries to feed it away. Goes behind the net, though. Gethings tries to spin around centering pass, but it went off the leg of Jack Cordero before anybody could get it. But then Gethings picked it up on the other side. Gethings spins away again. Gives it to Murray. Murray in the slot. Takes a shot. Gets deflected as it rolled through. He fanned it on a little bit as well, but Carroll had to make the save. Nice shot there by Murray. Better setup, though, by Gethings. Gethings comes away with it. Gives it in front to O'Connell. Takes a shot that just goes wide. Played around the boards by Snowdy. Pinching in is Craig. Craig gave it back to Snowdy. Snowdy fell down. No call there. But a 2-on-1 opportunity for the Hawks. And actually, Cordero's got to go off. He's exhausted. Brackett comes in. Brackett's been out there a long time. He takes a shot right on. Stopped by Blodgett easily. And here come the Eagles, who are a little bit fresher with McDevitt. McDevitt gets to center. Carries it in over the line. Dumps. Goes in after it. Chases it behind that. McDevitt gets to the puck first. Lays a hit on Blaney for his trouble. Engdahl over there to help out too. Goes back to the point to Craig. Craig gives it to Engdahl in the corner, goes off his skate and his stick. Played right into the top of the circle here in front of us, and reversing the flow and trying to get rid of it is Colarusso. He goes into the Zamboni corner where Blaney had it checked off his stick nicely by Pekka. McDevitt tried to center it in front. Pekka had it roll off his stick, and out of the zone comes Chris Cordero. Cordero tries to get around Noble, wouldn't let him do it. And it goes into the near side corner and then far side corner, and then reversing the flow to Craig up to McQuegan. McQuegan, the Eagle goal scorer on the power play. Shakes off the hit by Vanderveen, which is impressive since Vanderveen's 6'6", and McQuegan is not. He's 6'2". Puck comes free at center. Christensen takes a hit from McDevitt. Now Pekka is going to chase after it. Pekka chasing Blaney as Blaney tries to go behind his net, then reverses the flow to Vanderveen. Feeds it up here for Rossi. Rossi can't get it out as Pekka aggressively keeps it in, but then sticked away back out to center. Cardo fanned on his pass for Pekka. Finally got it toward Pekka, but too far and into the Hawk zone. Murphy, he fights after it. Pekka comes away with it into the slot. Taken down. It's going to be a Hawk penalty there as Pekka was taken down for a cross check. Looked more like a trip, but a penalty nonetheless. And Will Christensen, the senior out of Ridgefield, Connecticut, going to get 2 for cross checking at 12:41. Christensen, I think, is complaining that it definitely was not a cross check, and I kind of agree with him, but it was a trip more than anything else. Either way, penalty at 12:43, and the Eagles go to the third man advantage.
Sure, and that's a perfect example of when you're moving your feet, good things can happen. That was just a great shift for Mateo. He was moving his feet the whole time. Difficult to play against. Christensen came in, got on the backside instead of the front side, ended up having to take a penalty.
Face-off to Cam Carroll's left will be between Chase Reynolds, the former Dragon of Middletown, and I'm not sure if he went to Middletown High, but that's what Middletown High is, and Patrick Murphy for the Eagles. Face-off won by Murphy, back to Bice at center point. He changes positions with Cardo and feeds a pass down to Norling in the Zamboni corner. Back to Bice on right point. Struggles to keep it, gives it back to Norling. Norling closes down to Murphy in the corner. Nice pass across to Cardo. Cardo with a shot, gets blocked in front, rebound! Rolled toward the net as Murphy came out of the corner to try to deflect it in. But it never got there, and then sent all the way back into the Eagle zone with 6:55 to go in period one and a minute 35 to go on the Eagle third power play of the game. Murphy gets a pass from Cardo, goes across the ice to Norling nicely, just brings it in. Oh, I think it was McCall was offside. Whistle. But I think McCall was the one offside, not Bice, who was right next to him, and that's where I was looking. But offsides, and the face-off just outside the Hawk zone. Murphy and Burham just outside the Hawk zone, with 6:42 to go in period number two. Face-off won by Burham. He's been good on the draws tonight. Sent up in the air through the hole in the roof and all the way into the Eagle zone. Cardo with a minute 14 on the man advantage, gives to Tommy Bice up on right wing. He carries it in over the line. Bice with some speed sends it toward the net looking for Norling's deflection, and then McCall and Murphy crash into each other as Murphy tried to one-time it, and McCall tried to spin it toward the net, but it's played back to the point to Bice. On left point, cross-ice pass to Norling, skate the stick, back to Cardo. Cardo, center point, down to the half wall, looking for Murphy, but it's deflected into the netting in the corner by the aggressive stick of Connor Snowdy, the senior out of Cary, North Carolina.
Yeah, good puck movement there. Good puck movement, but again, we get a shooting lane, take the shot.
Murray and Burham to Carroll's left. One cleanly straight by Murray, back to Craig. Craig gives the Brewer center point. They play catch. Craig sends it toward the net. Gets the deflection of Aloy in front, stopped by Carroll. Gethings gets it in the corner, plays it back to Craig at the point, gives it over here for Brewer. Brewer, center point, toward the net again. Nice stop run, rebound off the side of the net as Murray took a one-timer, and then centered it off the back leg of Carroll. Shot by Craig toward the net, blocked in front by Burham. Brewer picks it up on left point. He's checked by Burham right face first into the wall, but Brewer sort of turned into it, so it's not a boarding penalty, and Burham sends it toward the net, deflected in front as Gethings plays it with 15 remaining on the man advantage. Brewer, no worse for wear, still on the ice. Murray carries it to Gethings over the line. Gethings tries to take a shot, but stick checked away by Colarusso. Gethings goes behind the net, takes the hip check, still keeps going. Power play about to end, and it does. Craig toward the net, looking for the deflection of Aloy, and a nice stop by Carroll with 5:17 to go in the second period. 1-1 power play over. Eagles 0 for 3. Good pressure there at the end of the power play there, Coach, but couldn't get one by Carroll.
Yeah, that's something that Nick Brewer does very well. He's got good vision. He sees those little lanes, and he does a very good job of getting pucks through.
Coach Richter puts that Pekka McDevitt McQuegan line right back out there. They drew the penalty just a moment ago, and they're right back out there on the ice. McDevitt sends it toward the net, looking for Pekka, a little bit too far, but Pekka gets the puck again. Feeds a nice pass across to Sturgeon. Sturgeon ribbons it in, didn't have a lane to shoot, sends it behind the net. Christensen taken out of the play. McDevitt back to Sturgeon. Sturgeon trying to get to McDevitt, went past Pekka all the way to McQuegan. McQuegan on the near side corner, stick check, a couple of number 24s in there, now 4 players. Christensen takes it away from Pekka, but Pekka chasing him down, does a nice job stick checking him. Leads to a bad pass into the slot area with a shot by McQuegan right on, and a blocker save by Carroll as he was stone cold robbed 15 feet out, but good job by Mateo Pekka to force the turnover and give McQuegan that opportunity. Here comes Lyons the other way, 2-on-1, loses the puck. He takes out O'Connell for his trouble, and the puck squirts free right next to Blodgett, and here comes a break for Bice. Tommy Bice 1-on-2 over the line, tries to get around the stick check of Reynolds, who does a nice job playing defense as a forward. And Vanderveer fans on his clear. Bice comes into the zone, takes it, gives a pass to Murphy, back to Bice. Bice closes and shot! Headhunter almost got it below the bar, just over the net. Back come the Hawks the other way. Brackett over the line, almost offsides again. Fakes, shoots, right on rebound, looking for that rebound. Reynolds had it deflect wide. There's a stick behind the net. I don't know whose it is. I don't know if that's a broken stick. It's actually Blodgett's stick is behind the net, and he gets it back. There's another stick to the right of the net. I don't know who that stick is, and it's played out to center. And now another stick befallen at center ice. I think that's Tommy Bice's stick. And back in over the line comes Mix. Mix comes around, centered it out in front. It's lay there in the crease. Rebound, Mix picked it up the other way, shoots and scores as he made the pass beautifully to Luke Leinert as Blodgett was scrambling, trying to get his stick, trying to get position, trying to find a place to set up. And at 16:33, the Hawks take a 2-1 lead, and that's a bad break for the Eagles. But Luke Leinert, his third of the season, the sophomore out of Holland, Michigan.
Yeah, and that's where, again, when we said, as the things get scrambly, you got to get your head on a swivel. You got to identify and start picking up players and let the goaltender worry about the puck.
So for Leinert, his third of the year, the one assist for sure will be to Mix. We'll see who gets the second assist at 16:33, but it's 2-1 Hawks here late in the second period. The Eagles have put a lot of pressure on, but just haven't gotten one past Carroll. For the moment, it's the lone assists to Mix. We'll see if the second assist gets added. So Leinert from Mix at 16:33. O'Connell to Gethings. Long pass up for Murray, and it deflects off the leg of Snowdy before it could get there, but the Eagles regroup. Gethings closes in with a heavy wrist shot that goes off the dasher high up in the air. Doesn't touch the net or the roof. So still in play. Gethings pinching in the corner. Engdahl fighting there as well. It comes free to the other side as McDevitt gets there. A couple number 6s. That Zamboni corner where the funky bounces are. Engdahl trying to come away with it, but the Hawks take it away and bring it out to center. Rossi had it taken away off his stick by O'Connell. Spins it behind the net to Cardo, who gives it to McDevitt, who has no stick. He tried to soccer style it to Gethings, but back come the Hawks the other way, 2-on-2. Over the line with a backhand pass in front of a strawberry save by Blodgett. I think that was Burham who got robbed on a centering pass by Chris Cordero. As players were changing, sticks were lost, and the Eagles, again, scrambling a bit, but Blodgett bailed them out that time with 2 minutes to go in the second period. 2-1 Hawks. Coming the other way over the line is Blaney. Blaney trying to get toward the net, taking down a football-style tackle, and there's an Eagle behind the net at Sturgeon, who's got to get up because the stick is there, and a shot from a point-blank range stopped by Blodgett, and Sturgeon was behind Blodgett in case it got through him. But here's that period of time we talk about where the Eagles are getting very scrambly in these last 3-4 minutes. Blodgett bailed them out twice after the goal to make it 2-1, and with 1:49 remaining, that's where we are.
Yeah, we got a line change here. Settle things down. I'm sure between periods, coach will talk about composure, identifying your man.
Sticks were flying, sticks were being lost. There was a bunch of different things going on there, but Murray out to take the face-off against Burham. Minute 49 to go in period number 2, 2-1 Hawks. One cleanly by Burham, back to Mix, who had an assist on the last goal. Sends it down to Jack Cordero. Burham now pinning Brewer to the near side, far side wall. Played back to the point to Mix. On left point. Sends it toward the net, looking for a deflection. He got it. Popped up in the air, where Schwartz gives it on a turnaround by Jack Cordero. He raises his stick. I don't think that went in, though.
No. Wishful thinking, but good opportunity. Good opportunity.
I know we're not on the best of angles of here, but Cordero raised his stick as if it went in, and I don't know why, but it never went close to coming in. With 89 seconds to go in period number 2. Face off to Blodgett's right. Murphy now out there for the Eagles. Murphy, though, loses the draw, but technically wins it because it went ahead to Bice. Bice gets to the red line, dumps it around Mix, chases in after it. Does a good job, takes a high stick for his trouble, but no penalty as he got sticked in the face, and Norling comes away with it. Norling goes forward in the air with a wraparound shot stopped by a nice Carroll hugging the post, and then Norling took out Tim Duffy. No penalty there. A break for the Eagles as he totally tripped him down. But the puck goes all the way down on an icing call, and that will lead to a face-off inside the Hawk zone with 1:03 to go. Nice job by Norling on the wraparound, and then got a break by not getting a penalty call down.
It's good effort on the shot, though, too. They're moving his feet, trying to make something happen, trying to take the puck hard to the net on his backhand.
Murphy in the draw again, but Christensen won that one clean. Back to Duffy, who rimmed it around, but Murphy's going to try to get there first. Puck popped up in the air, taken by Lyons, who reverses the flow to Grace. Grace tries to get it out of the zone. He's taken out by Bice with a nice check. Gives the puck away, and here's Norling at center. Norling escapes the hit at center. Keeps going, backhands the Bice. Gives it to Bice, looks for Murphy, keeps it in the zone. Murphy will send it toward the net wide. Comes all the way around to Gethings on the other side. Gethings back to the point. Dangerous one-timer shot in front. Rebound on the backhand. Take it again. Puck loose. Fighting around for it is Gethings, and he finds it. Gethings comes away with it on the other side. He stick check back to the point to O'Connell. Long shot into a maze, and somehow I couldn't even see that puck, but Carroll held his position firm with a nice save there, and 24-9 remained in period 2. Good pressure by the Eagles. Almost got one. Patrick Murphy started it off.
Yeah, again, puck movement, right, and just looking for lanes, putting pucks to the net.
And I think that's as big as anything else, Coach. You see when they put pucks toward the net, strange things happen, and they almost got one there.
Yeah, as long as it's going between those two red pipes.
That's the only time it counts, is when it goes between those two pipes. Unless you throw your stick in an empty net, which we did see last week.
We did.
Murray wins it clean. One-timer to O'Connell, but gloved by Carroll, who sort of showed it to O'Connell as part of that save. But nice face-off win, a nice one-timer. Simple thought, win the face-off, blast the puck. One again, but this time kept in the zone long enough, kept in a circle long enough for it to get rimmed around. But good play by O'Connell to keep it in. He feeds it to Gethings. Missed the shot. Came over here for Craig, but it kept in because it took a eagle bounce. And a big hit right in front of us, 10 remaining in the period. Engdahl trying to spin it toward the net, taken out by Reynolds. Murray fighting for it with 3 remaining in the period. Eagles trying to center it. They won't get it. Murray comes away with it, and he did center, but the horn sounds before a final opportunity. But the Eagles play a good last minute. And again, a good even period. I think the Eagles probably had the better of the play. But a scramble goal at 16:33 by Luke Leinart, the sophomore out of Holland, Michigan, former high school teammate, as you mentioned earlier, of Tommy Weiss. And it's 2-1 Hawks as we go to the second intermission, Coach.
Yeah, we're seeing exactly what we talked about. Two teams that are battling, and two teams that are playing well. This is really a very, very good game, and it's fun, entertaining to watch, and we're pretty packed here down in Shelton, so that's great to see the support that the team is getting, and hopefully we'll see some more people here again tomorrow afternoon, but we got 20 minutes to go, and anybody's game.
Absolutely, and we'll see what the Eagles can do as they came out for the third period. On Wednesday, they came out and they scored 2 late goals and really put a lot of pressure on Assumption, who had taken a 5-2 lead at one point, and that sort of led to the action here tonight. So
yeah, absolutely. I mean, they've got. I feel, Jeff, they've got good jump. Their feet are moving. Should be a good third period.
That's where we are after 2 here at the Sports Center of Connecticut with the score Assumption St. Anselm 2. And your Eagles 1. We'll be back in 2 minutes with your look around the NE10 as we do in the second period intermission all the time. You're listening and watching the Post University Hockey on the NE10 Now Network and youtube.com/Go Post Eagles. Second period intermission here at the Sports Center of Connecticut with the score St. Anselm 2 and your Eagles 1. Good game so far here and a great crowd on hand for a Friday afternoon, early evening here at the Sports Center. Hopefully you come out tomorrow, again, 1 p.m. Puck drop, 12:45 pregame on the NE10 Now Network and youtube.com/Go Post Eagles. Coach and I will have all the action again tomorrow. As we do in the second intermission, we always go around the NE10 here in intermission number 2, and the intermission is brought to you by Post University, ranked by U.S. News and World Report as having the best online graduate business programs and best online veteran graduate business programs for 2023. For you, Post is personal. For more information on all of Post degree programs, to visit campus or to apply, go to post.edu. That's post.edu. Eagle fans, spring sports are soon to start, and the warmer weather will be coming on strong. So what better way to support your Eagles than with university-branded clothing or branded items? If you want to represent your Eagle fandom in the nest, on campus, around the neighborhood, at home, or on the road, go to posteagles.com. Use the code WIN15 at checkout to receive 15% off your order of $70 or more. There are exclusions that do apply. That code is WIN15, one word. You can also visit the campus store in the Lever Student Center on campus. They're open Monday through Thursday, 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. Before we get through the NE10 players of the week, just an update on the schedule tonight. Franklin Pierce is at Assumption at 6:50 p.m. on the NE10 Now Network, and Southern New Hampshire will play St. Michael's. Again, St. Anselm and Post will play again at 1 o'clock tomorrow. Southern New Hampshire and St. Mike's play at 4. Franklin Pierce at Assumption at 7:40. That'll wrap up the weekend action here in the NE10. Your NE10 player of the week is Hunter Brackett, who we're seeing tonight for St. A's, the junior forward out of Harwick-Port, Massachusetts. Brackett tallied his first career hat trick against Assumption on Friday to lift the Hawks to a 5-2 conference win over the Greyhounds. He also scored in his first ever shorthanded goal for St. A's in the victory and ended the weekend series with an even on-ice rating, 13 total shots, and he becomes the third NE10 player so far this season to register a hat trick and is currently tied for 5th in goals with 10. NE10 goaltender of the week is Jeremy Connor from Franklin Pierce, sophomore out of Hazlitt, New Jersey. Connor backstopped the Ravens to their first sweep of the season on Friday night. Connor had a 45-save performance, earning his second shutout of the season against St. Michael's. On Saturday, Connor allowed just 2 goals on 39 shots. He faced 84 shots with a goals against average of 1 and a .976 save percentage and a 2-0 week for Franklin Pierce. Rookie of the week from Southern New Hampshire is Colin Burke, freshman goaltender out of Crofton, Maryland. He made 39 saves and a 1-0 win over Post last Friday. 22 of his saves came in the third period as he logged his first career shutout with the Penmen. On the honor roll this week is Clement Laboulois from Assumption, Ronnie Paragallo from Assumption. We saw Paragallo on Wednesday. We did not see Laboulois. Laboulois out of Quebec, Ontario. Paragallo out of Huntington, Long Island. Cody Rumsey from Franklin Pierce, senior out of York, Pennsylvania, makes the honor roll. Tucker Hansen from St. A's, who we do not see in goal tonight. We might see him tomorrow. Sophomore out of Boxford, Massachusetts. Marshall Murphy from St. Michael's, who we'll see in the Eagles' last set of home games, which will be over President's Day weekend. Senior out of Little Canada, Minnesota. And Matamonte from Southern New Hampshire and West Hempstead, New York, round out the honor roll for week number 10 in the NE10. Standings up to the second. Assumption is 12-2 in conference, 33 points, 17-4 overall. Franklin Pierce is 7-5 in conference, 9-9 overall for 21 points. So Assumption looking strong to be the number 1 seed. St. Michael's has 16 points. They're 7-5 in conference and 9-11 overall. They're 5-0 in overtime on top of everything else. Southern New Hampshire is at 18 points. They're 5-6-1 in conference, 0-2 in overtime, 7-10-2 overall. St. A's, as we mentioned at the top, 4-6-2 in conference and 6-12-2 overall for 17 points. And the Eagles, who've just had a tough season this year, are 1-11-1 in conference, 0-3 in overtime, and 2-15-1 overall for 7 points. Offensive leaders, Ronnie Paragallo had a 2-point game on Wednesday, leads the way with 30 points. in the NE10. He also leads the way in goals with 19. John Wornley, who we saw on Wednesday, passed his teammate Shane Sullivan in assists. He's up to 20 assists, leads the way for Assumption. Wornley also leads in plus-minus against his teammates of Shane Sullivan as well. Jeremy Connor leading the way in goals against average with a 2.93. He also leads in save percentage at 918. And Cam Carroll leads with 522 saves in the NE10, only trailed by Marshall Murphy at 495. So that's your look around the NE10 here in the second period intermission. 2 games to play later on tonight in the NE10 as conference action heats up hot and heavy here on a Friday evening here at the Sports Center of Connecticut. We'll come back with a recap of period number 2 in 2 minutes. You're listening and watching the Post University Hockey on the NE10 Now Network and youtube.com/go Post Eagles. Second period intermission. We're getting close for the start of the third period here at the Sports Center of Connecticut in Shelton, Connecticut, where St. Anselm leads Post 2-1. Jeff Nelson, Coach Pete Whitney here with you to bring you all the action. Recap of the second period brought to you by Post University, offering online hybrid and on-campus degree programs to meet your needs. For you, Post is personal. For more information on Post degree programs, to visit campus or to apply, go to post.edu. That's post.edu. 1 goal in period number 2, and it was late in the period. Luke Leiner took a nice centering pass from Luke Mix on left wing and ripped it by Drew Blodgett, who was kind of scrambling. The whole defense was kind of scrambling. And that goal came at 16:33 to give the Hawks a 2-1 lead for Leiner, his 3rd of the year, and Mix his 14th assist of the season. Shots on goal in the period, Eagles 16-12. 2-period total of 22 for the Eagles, 2-period total of 35 for St. A's, so a much more balanced shot period, which I kind of felt like the first period was. Faceoffs 10-9 St. A's. They lead 23-14 overall. Coach, again, even period. The 1 goal is the difference. Eagles played a good third period, good 13 minutes of a third period on Wednesday evening. What do they need to do here tonight to get this game tied or get the lead?
Yeah, what I'd like to see, in terms of trying to shore up a couple things and maybe fine-tune it a little bit. For sure on the forecheck, really good hard forecheck, but I'd like to see the players stopping on the pucks. Right, you're pressuring and you have to get physically to that man and or the puck and stop on that puck so you can actually create something. So I'd like to see that. And then again, as things get scrambly, better communication amongst the group, pointing, yelling, who has who, so they're picking up those players, because that's where it becomes dangerous. And you see it on both ends. Same thing when Post gets their opportunities. St. A starts to get a little bit scrambly as well. You need to identify to your teammates who you have, who you're taking. Somebody has to dictate play, step up, and then execute.
2-1 the score. Again, good crowd on hand this Friday, late afternoon, early evening here at the Sports Center of Connecticut. And they're going to keep filing in. One, because there's a public skate after this game, and two, because the women are playing upstairs at 8 o'clock tonight. That game will be on the CACC network and youtube.com/GoPostEagles. Coach and I will be doing that game. Starts at 8 o'clock, 7:45 pregame on the CACC network and youtube.com/GoPostEagles as the women Eagles host the Franklin Pierce Ravens in NEWHA play, Division I women's hockey, which we like to clarify. That is Post 1 lone Division I sport.
Yep. Tune in, stop by, and bring us coffee.
Absolutely. Or donuts. Donuts are good, too. The food court is open here at the Sports Center of Connecticut, which I was actually surprised it was open when I got here, which I was kind of surprised about.
Yeah. And they are conveniently located across the street from Donut Crazy.
Which, if you haven't been here, if you're traveling up here, we had the pleasure of meeting Ben Cunin's father a little earlier today, and he came up from Georgia for the weekend series. If he's never had a Donut Crazy, it's about the size of your head.
It's a true story.
Might have to sell a pint of blood because it's pretty expensive, but good nonetheless. A dozen will set you back, Andrew Jackson.
Yeah, it's definitely an occasional. If you're going with the dozen, if you're just going to get the one,
half dozen's good for me.
Yeah, I'm talking about the one twice a year. That's it for me.
Half dozen twice a year is good for me too.
All right.
Because usually my kids end up stealing it anyway.
Yeah, I'll know what to get you for Christmas next year.
Eagles take the ice for the start of the third period. St. A's about to follow them. Eagles in their home whites will go left to right as you look at your screen and dial for the third period, and St. A's in their road gray and dark blue will go right to left. Cam Carroll's the freshman out of Putnam Valley, New York, has made the saves when he's needed to. So far he's got 21 of them, particularly some big saves at the end of the second period, but the team start with the third, and the Eagles know they can continue to put pressure. They'll find a way to get that puck in the net. They did so on Wednesday, and they've done that in other third periods so far this season, particularly at home, but don't want to get down on themselves knowing they're down 2-1 here to start the third period. Their distance was much further on Wednesday. It was 4-2 in the intermission, and they were down 5-2 pretty quickly, so being down one goal shouldn't be much to get back into the hockey game for the Eagles as Murphy comes out to start the third period and a face-off against Burham, and here we go. Third period action won by Burham back to Schwartz. He goes back to his defensive mix, who gives up to Jack Cordero, sends it into the Eagle zone. Blodgett will stop it behind the net for O'Connell. O'Connell missed the puck, though, and gave it to Burham. Burham tried to center it out in front. O'Connell recovered and gave the puck to Craig. Craig had it chopped off his stick by Burham. Then Burham goes down. Players looking for a penalty, but I'm not sure what penalty they were looking for. And here comes Craig. Craig gets to center, gets to the red line, continues over the line, but the Eagles are offside as Norling kept going, and Craig had to do a right-hand veer. And with 27 seconds gone in period 3, a face-off just outside the Hawk zone.
Yeah, important 5 minutes here. First 5 minutes, last 5 minutes of period, very critical. So see which team pushes here.
Burham's been good in the draw tonight, and he won that one cleanly back to his defense of Richie Colarusso. Feeds a nice pass to Mark Blaney, who gets to center, gets to the red line, dumps it down around the dasher and the boards. It goes all the way to the far side where O'Connell gets there first. Bouncing puck just goes by Colarusso and out to center. Blaney in his own zone, fanned on his pass, and Murphy goes in after him. He then sends another pass that turns it over to Craig at the Eagle line, and Sturgeon looks ahead to Murphy. He'll just dump it in. He needs to go off on a line change. He was out there for a full minute, and here come the Hawks out the other side. It's Hoyt who lost the puck to McQuegan, who got checked into his own bench. Managed to come back out, didn't go all the way in. And D-to-D passing, but Liam Lyons has it. Lyons gives it up to Hoyt. He'll carry with a head of steam over the line. Stick check by Sturgeon, who checked them out of the play. He goes in after it in the near side corner, tries to get Brewer. McQuegan, though, comes away with it. McQuegan tries to come out, cuts into the middle of the slot area. If he's a nice pass to Pekka. Pekka with some speed over the line. Nice pass to McDevitt. Closes it, score!
There it is.
McDevitt on a beautiful drop pass by Pekka. And at 1:32, the Eagles have tied the game at 2. Beautifully done there. Nathan McDevitt's first collegiate goal. The sophomore out of Southington, Connecticut. And that line has been good all night as McDevitt from Pekka and McQuegan at 1:32.
That was just, again, great play, right? Those are the kind of things that you work on every day at practice. We move a puck, we take a quick shot. That's all we did here. Muscle memory, well placed by Nate, just a perfect shot.
And credit to Mateo Pekka, who's been flying these last few games. Doesn't always get the benefit of the assist or the recognition, but the 5'8", 160-pounder of Bolton, Ontario did it there. His speed up the left wing and drop pass to McDevitt led to that goal, and the Eagles have tied the game at 2. You said it, Coach. Those first couple minutes big. Brackett with a shot blocked off the leg of Cardo. Scores free into the slot momentarily, and Noble feed a long pass but doesn't get it out. Kept in by Brackett. Brackett closing in with the shot that deflects off Cardo into the Zamboni corner. Gethings trying to get it out. Can't. Kept in again. Shot, bad angle, taken off the blocker of Blodgett. Out to the corner where Mick sends it back in. Noble behind his own net. Nice play off the back of the net to get away from the defender. And here's Cardo spinning away from the checking of Leinert. Leinert's got a goal in this game. Puck comes free to the other side. He's got Murray breaking. Leads a pass to Murray. It's a little too far. It's probably going to be an icing, and it is. With 2:14 gone in the third period. So officially, Nate McDevitt, his first career goal in his 16th career game, the sophomore out of Southington, Connecticut. Assist from Mateo Pekka and Hugh McQuegan, who's got a goal and an assist tonight at 1:32, even strength. Face off to Blodgett's right. Now a 2-2 game between Murray and Alberti. Won by Murray. Noble in the corner, checked off by Alberti. 4 players in that corner. Players falling down and crashing in front with a centering pass. Taken at the top of the circle and a slam by Chris Cordero, playing in only his second career game, the brother of Jack. He had a one-timer shot, stopped by Blodgett, and the Eagles get the puck out of the zone, and St. A's Hawks are flying and slamming all over the ice, falling down, and a bunch of other things. Finally back to their feet. Blaney carries it in over the line, dumps it down around the boards, but Noble gets there first in the Zamboni corner. He's being checked by Rossi. Rossi fed it up the wall to Chris Cordero. Puck taken away. Eagles finally get it out. Aloy trying to get there, chopped it away off the stick, and Rossi sent it right back toward the Eagle line, but played away by McCowell. McCowell over on right wing, over the line, stops in the corner, looks back to the point to Craig. Craig with a long shot gloved by Carroll. Probably didn't need to do it because it was going wide, but 3:07 to go in the third, 3:07 gone in the third, 2-2 to score.
Yep, good pressure by Post, and just so interesting, right? The momentum and the extra jump you get in your legs after you score a goal. Adrenaline's a beautiful thing.
Harshaw and Burham on the draw. One thing I'll say too, Coach, I've noticed tonight is Coach Richter's really rolling all 4 of those lines. Sometimes that 4th line, like with Pekka, and it doesn't always roll through. He's really been rolling those 4 lines tonight.
Yeah, well, those guys deserve to be out on the ice as much as makes sense.
And they have played well, all 3 of them, and props to them for getting that goal to tie the game up. Face-off won by Burham again. He's been great in the draw tonight, but then a bad pass behind Jack Cordero, and the puck sent behind Blodgett, where Schwartz tried to center in front, and he did. He got to Cordero. His shot was blocked in front nicely by O'Connell, put his body there. Then a shot toward the net, deflected by Burham just wide. Comes all the way to the other side to Snowdy. He sends it around the boards. Comes to the near side. McCowell trying to get it out. McCowell gets checked off by Schwartz, one of the captains of St. A's. Pinned on the half wall right here in front of us. 3 Eagles, 2 Hawks, and everybody else just skating around looking. It's like a rugby scrum. Eagles finally come away with it. It's Craig. He goes behind the net to O'Connell, who's got some space and tries to get it out. Pass to Aloy a little bit too far, but he got out of the zone finally, and Connor Snowdy will play it up here to Schwartz. Schwartz decided to chip it into Jack Cordero. Cordero goes flying again. O'Connell goes flying as well and out of the zone, but now Cordero's offside, so he's got to tag up. He's still offside, but the referee put his arm down. Puck dumped in to the Hawk zone as Bice tried to play it. Bice and Luke Leinert, teammates out of Holland, Michigan in high school. Dump back into the Eagle zone, Sturgeon across the Brewer, takes a funky bounce off the board to Loy, trying to get it out of the zone, can't do it. Shot taken from the point, excuse me, that was Bice. Shot taken from the point by Luke Mix, blocked in front. Norling carries it out of the zone, but then gives it away to Grace. Alec Grace dumps it back into the Eagle zone where the puck was left there. Christensen chasing after it. Brewer does a good job, but then stops at the blue line. Instead of getting it out, dumps it all the way down. It's not going to get there for icing. They wave off the icing. The puck sent around to the far side, and out comes Christensen. It's taken out of the play with a nice check by Tommy Bice and dumped back into the Eagle zone where Cardo will play it, and he'll go behind his net with 5 minutes gone in the third period, 2-2 to score, as the Eagles have tied it up on a goal by Nate McDevitt. Noble. Long pass up the wall looking for Pekka. Pekka, if he can get to his skates, has a break 2-on-1. Centered it in front. He might have been better to keep going as he had a lot of time and space, but instead he tried to find McQuegan, and it just went wide. Puck on the near side wall as the Hawks make a line change. Out comes the other way. That's Grace. Grace with a long shot blocked off the leg, and Noble pops in front, then pops off Noble's body just wide, almost dangerously into Blodgett. Refs seem to have put their whistles away, and here's Pekka again. Pekka over the line, looking to drop it to McDevitt. He does, and Pekka takes a big hit for it. Puck comes free back to center, and here comes Brackett for St. A's. Hunter Brackett over the line. Does a body up in the slot, gives the puck across, looking for a centering pass. It got over to Leinart, but fanned on it. Shot from the point taken wide by Colarusso. Comes back to the other point, instead centered to Brackett, but taken away as Blaney tried to find him, and here's Pekka. Pekka again with some speed. Long shot from center, gloved by Carroll, and sent over to Blaney on the near side wall as the Eagles go for a line change. Again, another good shift for that McDevitt, Pekka, and McQuegan line. Engdahl trying to keep it inside the Hawk zone. Gething's fighting in there with it as well. Engdahl comes away with it in the slot, looking for a backhand in front, stopped by Carroll, with Murray standing right in front of him. A good opportunity and a turnover by Jack Engdahl in his 101st career game with 6:27 gone in the third. 2-2, but again, Coach, that Pekka, McQuegan, McDevitt line looking good.
Yeah, and I agree with you with your point there. I mean, really, in a positive way, you can be selfish in a positive way. I'd like to see Mateo shoot that puck in the third period. You should not give up any opportunity to put the puck to the net.
Engdahl with a drive off the faceoff just over the head of Carroll. Didn't miss by much, but was shooting towards his head and went over the net. Eagles now fighting for it in the far side corner of the Hawk zone, but the puck comes away to Chris Cordero. Cordero sends it into the Eagle zone, looking for it, picked it up, trying to get it out of his stick, but taken away nicely by Murray, his opposing number 21, and here's Engdahl. Engdahl at center. He's up over the line on left wing, tries to get around the defense, instead dumps it into Carroll, who plays it behind his net to Hoyt. Giving away Sturgeon with a shot from the point, looking for a deflection, and almost went off the post. It went off the leg of Hoyt and right off the side of the net, and then the puck was sent into the netting behind Carroll with 7:05 gone in the third, 2-2 the score.
And they're just another great example of that. Casey Sturgeon getting a puck, putting it to the net. Smart play by a veteran player.
The Murphy line out there now with Norling and Bice. And I think that's Burham out there for the Hawks, who's been excellent on the draws, and he wins another one. Back to Luke Mix, who goes behind his net, watched by Murphy. 7 minutes gone in the third, 2-2 the score. Mix having trouble controlling the puck, finally makes a long pass over here to Burham, and he'll dump it in, and the Hawks will chase after it. Cardo there first, gets away from Schwartz, taken down. Excuse me, that was Jack Cordero, taken down, but no call, and then dumps it into the Hawk zone where Murphy will chase after Mix. Murphy continues on, Mix rims it around, but Cardo's the only one there. He'll send it back into the corner. Murphy trying to play it again. Players diving all over the place, falling, tackling. It's half hockey, half football here this afternoon. With 8 minutes gone in period number 3. Noble inside his own zone, the Cardo. Takes a return pass. Noble behind his net will set as the Eagles get everybody on they need to. Murphy skates around it, gives to Cardo over here in the near side corner, and a long pass up to Bice. Can't get it through the defense of Blaney and back into the Eagle zone where Noble will play it. Eagles try to spread out a little. Long pass off of Murphy, stick right on, as that took a funky bounce as Murphy tipped it from outside the blue line. And he goes off on a line change, and here comes the Hawks back the other way. Grace over the line on right wing, sends a shot toward the net, easily sticked aside by Blodgett. Not sure that was going to be on net, and then the puck sent into the netting in the near side corner of the Eagle zone with 8:20 gone in period 3. 2-2 the score.
Yeah, we're kind of always sliding around that middle of the period, that kind of not malaise, but just back and forth, a little bit of a ping pong game or a tennis match. Whereas you want somebody to step up, post, use your momentum, get after it, puck to the net.
Christensen wins the faceoff, and the Hawks dump it into the Eagle zone. O'Connell struggles to play it, gives it to Craig, who looks up for McCall, gives a nice pass to Harshaw. Harshaw up the center, over the line on right wing. Has players driving to the net, gives it to McCall, takes a shot, it pops up in the air and hits the roof. Because of the deflection, and 8:39 gone, there'll be a face-off inside the Hawk zone. Good job there by Harshaw, who found McCall, who had an opportunity, but the leg of, I believe, Connor Snowdy got in the way of it and sent it up into the roof area.
Yeah, good play, gained some real estate. You're in the right end of the ice in this period.
The McDevitt line back out there with Christensen. McDevitt and Christensen go to a draw, but the puck ends up on the stick of Hoyt, who goes behind the net, being watched by McDevitt. McDevitt, McQuegan, and Pekka line out there. Pekka chasing players around. Grace tries to get it up on the right side. Christensen too far ahead. O'Connell sends it right back in, but then offside as it was played back in by Alec Grace. Momentary delay as Grace kept going with the puck. Linesman was off his line a little bit because he had to avoid some players, and then with 11:02 to go in the third, 2-2 score. Quick shift for that McDevitt line as everybody makes some line changes, and the Murray line, which has also been good tonight, is out there now.
Yeah, this is a period where you want to create that pace and that tempo.
Murray has been the best Eagle face-off man tonight. Puck sent off a leg up into the air as the Hawks tried to dump it into the zone. Played by Engdahl, who gloves it down, now still bouncing. Looking like a highlight ball. Bouncing up in the air, and finally Brewer gets it. Brewer looking for Engdahl. No icing, as they say, it deflect off the stick so the Eagles can chase after it. Puck sent behind the net to Hoyt, who feeds it up the wall. Can't get it out as Brackett played it back into the zone. Mix tried to feed it ahead, but right into the leg of Engdahl, who has to wait for Gethings to get onside. Instead, he makes a cross-ice pass to Murray. It goes into the far side corner. Van de Veen tries to check off Murray, and he did, and the puck comes free to the near side corner. Sturgeon fake pinching in momentarily, then came back to play defense, and now Brewer will have to chase after it. No icing, as they say Brewer touched it, and they funky bounce, and they skate dangerously flying up in the air. And I think it hit Leinart, so he was checking his face. Fortunately, a full face mask will prevent any damage, but a dangerous check as Brewer's skate went up in the air. Engdahl tries to dump it into the Eagle zone. Murphy was taken down as the puck went into the Eagle zone. He was chasing after it, but Blaney will play it behind his net with Gethings chasing him. He reverses the flow to Brackett. Brackett tries to come up the near side. Bice pinching in, trying to keep it in, but they finally get it out to Blaney. Blaney gives it to Leinart, gives it up to Blaney. Nice job by Cardo to keep it from Blaney going any further. Murphy pinching in there with Bice. Now 3 Eagles, 2 Hawks, and out come the Eagles 2-on-1 with an opportunity. 2-on-2 because the defenseman comes on. Here's Bice over the line with a wrist shot that just goes wide. Now behind the net play by Norling. He spins away trying to center it out in front. Gives it to Bice, who backhands it just over the net. Good effort by Norling. Good centering pass. Nice play by Tommy Bice. Norling pinches it back in. Eagles go back fighting in it with Bice. Cardo gets it, goes back to Murphy, but Murphy was going off on a line change. Harshaw came on. Noble was there and gave it to Cardo. Cardo, fan on his pass to Harshaw, finally gets to the red line, tries to dump it in, but gloved and played back to center. And then puck lost again as they went behind himself to Garrett Aliberti, and a puck sent into the Eagle zone where Noble will chase after it with 9 minutes to go in period 3. 2-2 the score. Harshaw checked from behind his own net by Alberti. Played into the Zamboni corner. Alberti again tries to go around the official and Craig, but Craig wins the battle both from the official and Alberti, but it's chipped back to the point to Alberti again. Looking for a shot that goes off a leg and played by McCown. The Eagles have a chance on 3-on-2. Here's Aloy on right wing, gets around the defense, checked off a little bit, no penalty call, centered it out in front looking for Harshaw, but played outside the slot area and taken by Hoyt. Hoyt, who's been on the ice for a long time, the sophomore, 6'1", takes a long shot from center, played by Blodgett into the Zamboni corner. Jack Cordero checked off on the half wall by O'Connell, who kicks it behind the net to Craig. Craig checked by Burham. Burham picks it up on the near side corner. Nice play by McDevitt, who came off the bench to make a nice play and feed McQuegan. This line out there again, and here's Jack Cordero sending it back in around the boards. Craig Went toward the Zamboni corner, then toward the near side. Puck pumped up in the air to Luke Mix. Mix tried to get it by McQuegan, but did a good job holding the line, and he sent it all the way down to Carroll, where Pekka's going to chase it. Pekka in his speed forced Carroll to make a play, and then a turnover kept in by Craig momentarily, and then outside the zone to O'Connell. Feeds it back up the wall to Craig. Nicely done, and here comes Craig in over the line. He's got McDevitt. Sends it toward McDevitt, but off the leg. Pekka picked it up and tried to roof it and missed it. Pekka fanned on his shot as he, with his speed, caught up to that puck. Had a good angle at it, but couldn't get it off his stick. Pack again to Pekka. Pekka and McDevitt over the line. Pekka with a shot toward the net, blocked in front again. Back come the Hawks. Here's Schwartz. End action here at the Sports Center. Schwartz tries to get around Brewer. Goes toward the net. A player goes into the net. Blodgett will hold. No penalty there as the refs have apparently swallowed their whistle with all the players flying around the ice. And with 7:08 to go in the third, 2-2. But again, Pekka and McDevitt, good opportunity down on the other end. Almost had a goal.
Yeah, and I got to tell you, I like this because unless there's something blatant taking away a clear scoring opportunity, let the boys figure it out.
I like the action as well, but the players have been looking at the officials nonstop in this third period, so they're expecting something. Christensen gives to Grace. Checked over here to Blaney. Blaney closes in, gives it on a bad angle shot by Lyons as he tried to deflect it into the goal, but he was behind the net with his stick, so he had no angle. And then taken away by Norling. Norling's got a breakaway from the line, and then a delayed penalty coming as well. Norling in, shot, stopped by Carroll. Rebound, lay there, backhand shot, but there's going to be a penalty, maybe a penalty shot. Let's see. I think the penalty was before Norling got to the puck, so it's interference at 13-17. And see, I jinxed it. There's the penalty. But the Eagles are going to go to the man advantage as Will Christensen, the senior out of Middletown, Connecticut, takes 2 minutes for interference at 13-17. And here's an opportunity for the Eagles 0-for-3 on the man advantage tonight to take the lead.
That's something he does really well. He's got a really good jump. Parker's got really good jump. And that was a difference maker there. That those first 3 quick steps that he has that are fast just allowed him to break away a little bit and force the penalty.
Murphy and Reynolds in the draw, won by Reynolds, but sent back to the point to Cardo on right point. Gives it down on the half wall to McCall. McCall gives to Murphy in the corner. Murphy comes back out, changes places with Norling. Norling had it roll off his stick, so he had to chase it. Now spins away on the half wall again. Trying to move out in front, but gave the puck away, and it was sent all the way down the ice. Eagles were doing a good job with their rotation and their circular rotation, but they ended up giving the puck away as they tried to move to the middle a little bit too much as the Hawks were spinning a little bit. Here's Bice. Bice at center, gets around the check of Burham, carries it in over the line, had his stick checked away, but Cardo got it, sent it toward the net looking for a deflection of some kind, but nobody was there. McCall gets it on the other side half wall, sends it around the boards into the near side corner where Murphy has it. Murphy goes behind his back to Norling. He's got some time and space. Gives it back to Bice at the point. Goes across to O'Connell, who takes a shot. Sorry, Cardo, who took a shot that was blocked in front. Played back to Norling. Norling on right point and has the puck. Players falling down. Norling closes in. Shot wide. McCall picks it up on the near side half wall, but a nice play by Leinart to get it out of the zone as he checked his former teammate, Tommy Bice, and the Eagles will go get a line change. As Murphy plays it behind his own net with 40 remaining on the man advantage. The Eagles fourth. They're 0-for-3 so far. 5:22 to go in the third, 2-2. Craig feeds it up to Brewer. Brewer carries it in over the line on right wing, tries to go through the net, gets through the defense, got stick checked back to the point, but dumped back in by Craig. Murray goes down, taken down, sort of hands up. I didn't do anything, but Aloy comes away with it. He sends it into the corner. Murray's got to chase after it. Murray lays a hit on, comes back to the point and past Brewer, and all the way down. Good job by Colarusso to get it out. Aggressive play by Reynolds, forcing a pass by Blodgett up the center, and a big hit right in front of the scorer's table. Probably shook a few people sitting in there. They're not used to that. And here's Craig. Craig, as the power play expires, Eagles now 0-for-4 on the man advantage. Good penalty killing by both teams. This should be an icing. They're saying no. They're saying it was tipped, so Blodgett's got to cover it. I'm not sure where that tip was. Should have been an icing. I'm not sure who they thought tipped it, but they're saying it's not an icing. Ultimately, Blodgett had to cover it, so icing doesn't matter. And 4:35 to go in regulation time. 2-2 the score. Christensen in the draw with McDevitt. Again, they're seeing a lot of ice time in this game and well earned. Here's Lyons. Lyons spins it toward the net, shoots it high and wide and around all the way. And then outside the zone is Pekka fighting with it against Snowdy. Pekka little bit of a pest, gets that puck out the center, and the Hawks have to dump it back in. Blodgett behind his net, passes it off for Cardo, and Cardo dangerously throws it through the slot. Holds, fakes, takes a shot toward the net, deflected off a leg as it was taken by Hoyt, who picked up that puck that was dangerously through the slot. McQuegan, nice little chip play, and he'll go chase after it, and he's got some speed. McQuegan trying to get around Hoyt, picks it up in the corner, goes toward the net, tries to center it out in front, takes a big check. As he went flying, Pekka down there, he went flying, and then the puck pops free and out of play with 3:51 to go in the third, 2-2, but a face-off inside the Hawks zone.
Yeah, good pressure, right? Like Q coming down the wall there. Like to see that. He got below the dot, and then rather than just trying to carry the puck around the net, as you often see, easy to get pushed off, dropped the shoulder, tried to force his way to the front of the net. That's just a good play.
And he uses his body and size well, too, 6'2", 195. Eagles win the faceoff. O'Connell, one-timer from the point, blocked away by Carroll. Puck bumped into the zone. Bice has it. Tommy Bice tries to come out of the corner with it. He does somehow come out of the corner with it. Gives it to Murphy, who tried to take a shot with it, but taken away by Leinert. Again, Tommy Bice's former teammate. And high school, I mean, who knows if they were friends, right? They could be really good friends, or you never know, but they went to the same high school.
I talked to his dad, and they're on speaking terms for sure.
Okay, that's good.
They actually, I believe, played junior hockey together as well.
Excellent. Murray in the draw with Reynolds. To Carroll's right, this time won by Reynolds, as Murray had been good on the draw. Puck sent on the far side. Murray falls down, but manages to keep it in and chip it back behind the net to Gethings. He gets pummeled onto the wall. Eagles chasing after it. Engdahl pushes it free. It pumps free into the slot where Sturgeon does a good job to keep it in. Gethings behind the net. Checked by Vanderveen. Engdahl back there too, but he comes away with it in the near side corner. Looking back to Brewer, he spins away from the check of Reynolds, tries to pump it back to Gethings, but had it taken away, and out come the Hawks. Here's Leinert, the aforementioned Leinert, gets to center. He's in over the line, on right wing, gets around Sturgeon, pumps toward the net, tries to reverse the flow, and then centered it out in front, and maybe took out one of his teammates, and down goes Blaney as well. He almost cracked Alberti in the face with the puck, and back in there was an offsides, but the puck never got in. Then it's sent in. Hawks have to tag up with 2:44 remaining in regulation time. 2-2 the score. Brewer. Long pass, looking for McQuegan. Again, this McDevitt-McQuegan-Pekka line right back out there. Not something we've seen in all these games, but they've earned their ice time tonight for sure.
Yeah, just a really good combination.
Blaney feeds up to Brackett. Can't get it into the zone. They're saying that's onside. Hunter Rossi dumps it in. Here's Craig. Craig reverses the flow to O'Connell. O'Connell trying to get it to McQuegan. Had it aggressively played off by Cordero. That's Chris Cordero. Cordero sends it behind the net. Centered it out in front. Alberti did. And it stopped as Alberti took a hit for his trouble behind the net with 2:07 to go in regulation time. 2-2 the score, and a face-off inside the Eagle zone. Alberti, the 6'1 sophomore out of Wilmington, Mass., not happy with the hit he took. Basically saying, if I don't see you later, I'll see you tomorrow.
Yeah, there's a lot going on that shift.
But again, as I mentioned, we've seen these lines rotating through, but that McDevitt line has been getting more and more ice time and has earned it. Out comes the Murphy line with Norling and Tommy Bice. Number one line for St. Azon, Schwartz, Burham, and Jack Cordero. Won by Burham again, back to the point for a shot taken by Snowdy that goes wide. Bice picks it up on the other side, looking for a streaking Murphy. Didn't get it there, but Murphy picked up the puck at center on a bad pass. Murphy carrying it in, shot, bad angle, held by Carroll as he bobbled it with 1:53 to go in the third, and the Eagles gain some field position and a face-off to Carroll's right. This has been as well played of a third period as I've seen out of the Eagles this year.
Yeah, I would agree. Like all the lines consistent.
Bice behind the net in the corner, checked off by Hoyt. Puck comes free into the slot area where Bice tries to take a shot at it, but Hoyt came away with it, and he'll go behind his net with 1:40 to go. Hoyt trying to get out of his own zone with Norling watching him. Gives the puck up to Jack Cordero, feeds to Burham. Burham looking for Schwartz, too far, so chasing after it is Cardo. Cardo behind the net, reverses the flow to Noble. Noble in the Zamboni corner, gets it out to Norling with a nice pass. Here come the Eagles 3-on-2. Norling on left wing. Over the line, waits, tries to center in front as Bice was screaming toward the net. Picked it up on the near side corner, sent it back toward the front of the net, but here come the Hawks. Burham takes the puck over the line on left wing, drops it for Cordero. Puck comes all the way around. Schwartz trying to go pick it up. Plays it back toward that corner. Out comes Gethings, and now Gethings with some speed. 2-on-2. Gethings tries to get around the defense, but a nice chop check there by Snowdy. And the Eagles will start again. Murray gets it to Engdahl. Engdahl dumps it in, but not very far, and it pops free back to center. Brewer, with under a minute to go, gets to the red line, dumps it in, but fanned on the dump. And here comes Gethings. Gethings with some speed tries to get around the check of Christensen. Gethings lost the puck to Sturgeon, who wisely just dumps it in, even though they're off sides. Allows the Eagles to tag up and play some defense with 35 remaining in the period. Engdahl playing some aggressive D, but here comes 2-on-2, the Hawks the other way. Here's Grace over the line. Lyons driving the net. Shot stopped by Blodgett. Goes behind the net to Brewer. Brewer backhands it to Gethings with 20 seconds remaining in regulation time. Gethings just gets it out of the zone. Engdahl chasing after it. It goes back to the defense of Blaney. Blaney on the Hawks. Dump it back in with 10. One last opportunity really here for the Hawks. Sent around the boards into the near side corner. Christensen feeds it back to the point to Blaney. Blaney with 5. Goes around the defense of Murray. Blaney tries to send it toward the net. The period's going to end, though, before he can do anything. And that's good defense by Murray. And that's how we end period 3 in a 2-2 tie. And we're off to overtime here on a Friday night here at the Sports Center of Connecticut. A very nice crowd, and continues to fill in with happy teenagers ready to skate around the ice, holding their significant other's hands.
Those were the days.
Those were the days.
Not that these aren't good days.
But those were different days.
Yes, they were.
Trying to help your girlfriend or boyfriend skate or whatever that may be. But third period recap brought to you by Post University. The only goal, Nate McDevitt, his first career varsity goal from Mateo Pekka and Hugh McQuegan at 1:32. That tied the game at 2. We get those shots on goal for you. I'm sitting here talking about ice skating. I should be getting our stats for the third period.
Well, it's fair to talk about ice skating at a hockey rink.
Very true. Very, very true. Shots on goal in the third period for the Eagles, 11. A game total of 33 for the Hawks, 5. A game total of 40 so far. Face-offs still dominant in the face-offs at St. A's, 11-6. They lead 34-20 in the face-off draw. So overtime, where the Eagles are 0-3 this year, in overtime in NE10 conference play, as teams will switch sides, so the Hawks will go left to right as you look at your dial in the road blue and gray, and the Eagles in the home white will go right to left. 3-on-3 overtime. Brewer, Murphy, Bice, Schwartz, Burham, and Mix for the Hawks. Wouldn't surprise me if Coach got McQuegan and Pekka out there pretty quickly as well, because Pekka, this is his kind of environment, a 3-on-3.
Well, he can close that so much open ice. He can close those gaps as good or better than anybody playing tonight, for sure.
Don't forget to stay with us after the game for the 3 stars and maybe a player interview, depending on how the rest of the game goes, here on the NE10 Now Network and youtube.com/GoPostEagles. Mix takes the puck from behind his net, chased by Murphy. 3-on-3 in overtime, but Murphy stick checks away from Mix, and he goes flying into the boards. But Burham picked it up in his own zone, and we'll try again. Here's Burham with possession, carries it in, drops it for Mix. Mix looking for Schwartz, doesn't pass it over there, instead carries it with Murphy watching him. Mix spins with it, goes outside his zone, and they'll start again. A dangerous pass just by Murphy, but got him on the stick of Burham. Bice holding off Burham. Nicely done by Tommy Bice to keep his position and not let Burham get a shot, but Burham picked it up on the far side corner. Burham looking for Mix. All Hawks here in the first 45 seconds of the overtime as Schwartz plays it from the point, takes a shot. Not a good decision. You lose puck position, and now Brewer's wide open for a breakaway if he gets it to him. Brewer on a breakaway, in off the shoulder of Carroll. And behind the net, they got it to him. Murphy with a long pass to Brewer, who got it maybe a half second too much as Brewer had to rip it, but ripped it off the shoulder. And as I mentioned, here's McQuegan out there with Engdahl and Cardo. 55 seconds into overtime.
Well, this is what's exciting, right, about the 3-on-3 format is you can have good pressure, but if you get out of position just a little bit or the puck takes an odd bounce, we get what we saw.
Well, it was a bit of an odd decision by Christensen. He took by Schwartz, He took a shot sort of in the corner, and everybody went for a line change. That's what left Brewer wide open.
Yeah, absolutely.
Nobody stayed on. They all just jumped off on the change, and then they had to chase Brewer. Here's Lyons with a head of steam trying to race Engdahl in a very exciting ice hockey race, but Engdahl takes the puck away from Lyons as he kept going. That was like an Olympic-type race between Engdahl and Lyons there. Here's McQuegan. McQuegan, a goal and an assist tonight, carries it in on left wing. Waits, continues on, gets checked off, continues forward, though, tried to center it out in front, but got it on the stick of Engdahl. Engdahl keeps it in with a nice play to Cardo, who dumps it down to Engdahl. Engdahl down low, 2-on-1, stops, waits, centers it in front to Cardo. McQuegan picked it up, top of the far circle. McQuegan trying to get around Hoyt, but Hoyt does a nice job to take it away. And here comes Christensen. Christensen with only Engdahl back. Now McQuegan gets back to help out. Fans on his pass, but leaves it for Brackett, who closes in. A break for the Hawks. Walks in. Nice stop by Cardo as Brackett walked in after a fan shot by Christensen. Good defense there by Engdahl, who has it behind his net with 3:05 to go in overtime, being pinned to the wall by Brackett. Hawks have made a couple of changes. The Eagles need to make one. Engdahl taken down, no call. Behind his net it goes, tries to center in front to Brackett. Vandeven did, and now the puck comes free. Leinert centered it out in front and it'll go off the ice. Eagles looking for a line change. That's going to be dangerous as there's an opportunity quickly for the Hawks. 2-on-1 as the only one back is Cardo. Here comes Blaney, drops it for Brackett. Brackett fake, goes around, but the Eagles got back finally defensively as they went off on a line change. Dangerous and risky line change, but the Eagles made it and got it done. Now Cardo's got to get off the ice as he's been there for a while. Blaney, who had open ice, feeds a pass to Leinert, but checked off by Murray. Murray feeds a pass to Cardo. Cardo's got to be tired, looking ahead to Gethings. Gethings on left wing, closes in, fanned on his shot, and it goes behind the net. Cardo goes off the ice. Craig comes on. Here's Leinert. Leinert goes in the air, but Craig picked up. The Eagles have puck possession with 2:13 to go in overtime. 2-2 to score. Murray comes across the ice here for Gethings again. Gethings over the line, leads for Murray. Murray overskated the puck and fanned on his shot. Picked it up again, takes another shot into the mask of Carroll, who has to hold with 2 minutes even to go in overtime. And here comes an interesting combination of Pekka and Murphy with O'Connell. Burham, Mix, and Schwartz, the three Hawks on the ice. 2 minutes to go in overtime, 2-2 to score. One by Burham, who's done that all night, and then he takes out Murphy for the trouble. Mix feeds it up to Schwartz. This line a little bit tired because they were just out there, but let's see what the Eagles can take a break here. Burham with some speed up on left wing. He's in over the line. Checked off by Murphy. Burham picks up the puck. Pekka took it away. Burham came out the other side with it. Back to the point. Kept in by Mix. Mix on left point. Skates top of the far circle. Closes in. Looks for a backhand. Blodgett stretched out and made a save. And now here's Pekka with an opportunity. If he can get around, but a nice stick check by Burham stopped him. And now O'Connell will have an opportunity to have the puck and give the Eagles some possession time. O'Connell. 80 seconds to go in overtime. Here's O'Connell. Skates it out of his own zone. Drops it back to Murphy. Murphy gets the center. Carries it in over the line. Almost collides with Pekka, but keeps going. Here's Murphy. Murphy centered it for Pekka, but Pekka got taken out. Now Murphy has to come out the other side. He dumped it all the way back to center. A stick is missing. It's Murphy's stick, and here comes the Hawks over the line. Centers it across for a one-timer that just went wide. Schwartz had the one-timer, then backhanded it out in front, and Blodgett's going to pin it right there as Hoyt came out the other side with 52-6 to go. And here's Murphy's stick sitting right in front of us.
Yeah, and such a smart play by Blodgett there, right? Like he recognizes that Patrick Murphy didn't have his stick, so essentially it's a 3-on-2. Smart play to just freeze that thing, melt it down.
Engdahl, Brewer, and McQuegan Brackett in the draw for the Hawks. He lost it to Engdahl, and Brewer sends it all the way down the ice. McQuegan's going to chase after it. He's going to win that race, but Carroll's going to come out to play it. McQuegan checks Carroll. Puck squirts all the way around on the near side wall up the center, but McQuegan does a good job back checking, but back comes Blaney anyway. Over the line, carries in, looking for a shot, goes into Brewer. Brewer plays him off the body with 30 remaining in overtime, and then a bad pass to Brackett goes all the way back into the Hawks zone with 25. Brackett has the puck, gets the center, loses the puck to Cardo, and Eagles have a rush opportunity with 20. Cardo gives to Engdahl. Engdahl, long pass looking for McQuegan, goes off the body of a Hawk. Brackett picks it up on the other side, gives it back to Cardo with 10. Cardo gives it to Engdahl. Time running out in the period. Here's shot, score! Engdahl wins it with 4:09 to go! Innocent enough pass, it went to Engdahl. He cruised in and just ripped the shot past the shoulder of Cam Carroll, and at 4:55 of overtime, the Eagles get a much-needed overtime win. They win it 3-2 on the goal by Jack Engdahl.
Yeah, like, you know what? You just had that little lull there, right? Few seconds left. Doesn't rotate back, pick up his guy. Innocent shot. Pretty much tops of the circle with that shot, too. Just good quick release and back of the net.
Cardo gets the lone assist on the overtime winner by Jack Engdahl, and in game number 101 for Jack Engdahl, his 4th goal of the season, the game winner at 4:55. Shots on goal in the overtime for St. A's 2, a game total of 42. For the Eagles 3, a game total of 36. Face-off still dominant by St. A's, although they did lose the last face-off, as in overtime it was 3-1 in favor of St. A's, 37-21 overall. Coach, let's roll into the 3 stars, which are brought to you by Post University, offering online, hybrid, and on-campus degree programs to meet your needs. For you, Post is personal. For more information on all of Post degree programs, to visit campus or to apply, go to post.edu. That's post.edu. Big win, overtime win for the Eagles tonight, 3-2, the final. Coach, your 3 stars.
Yeah, it's going to be a little bit of a hybrid with the 3 stars tonight, Jeff. And that's just because that line of Pekka, McDevitt, and McGuigan played so well on every end of the ice tonight. They get my 1st star. They played so hard and so well, so they get my 1st star. My 2nd star goes with his, I think, 1st win of the season, well-deserved, so many great saves to Drew Blodgett. And my 3rd star gets even muddier. Because if you're ready for this one, 101 is not just for Dalmatians. It is for Jack Engdahl scoring his game-winning goal in overtime, which is fantastic. And I will say, too, Michael Gettings and Connor Murray also get honorable mentions there, because that line as a group together did a lot of things well behind the play. But, again, overall, the difference that we haven't seen yet this season is when we talk about that line being a 4th line that got that 1st star. But the reality is tonight, Post had 4 lines. There wasn't really a 1st, 2nd, 3rd, 4th. Everybody found a way to contribute, and just a wonderful team win that I hope will propel them into a really, really strong game tomorrow afternoon.
And that's what I was going to say. This is the best team win I've seen of the season. Again, this is the 3rd win of the season, so there haven't been many. But at the same time, there have been wins where it was a 3-line team and 4 defensemen and that kind of game.
Yep.
And this game was legitimately 4 lines, 6 defensemen. Guy just went flying over there in the corner.
Yeah, that can get really dangerous over there. It's because it's clear ice. It's clear ice on that cement.
Unfortunately, he's okay, but I kind of caught that out of the corner of my eye.
Yeah.
Blodgett played excellent, made the saves he needed to. 40 saves for Drew Blodgett tonight. Top to bottom, they played well. They came back, 3rd period comeback, down 2-1 to start the 3rd. They tied the game quickly and early, so it took a lot of pressure off of them instead of having to chase all period. And then an innocent enough pass by Cardo. Engdahl looked exhausted by that point. One last opportunity and just ripped it by Carroll. with 4.9 to go in overtime and give the Eagles a 3-2 win. We're trying to get Jack Engdahl possibly for an interview. Jack Engdahl. So we will stay on the air as we attempt to get Jack Engdahl. As we mentioned, good crowd tonight, and we also want to mention, as Coach mentioned, 1 o'clock tomorrow here at the Sports Center of Connecticut. If you come down, please do. Great opportunity to watch some exciting Division II hockey action. This was a great game tonight, top to bottom. Good that the Eagles won as well. If you can't, watch us on the NE10 Now Network, and youtube.com/GoPostEagles will be live at 12:45 with the pregame on the NE10 Now Network and youtube.com/GoPostEagles.
Yeah, again, I'll mention, too, it's that Watertown Youth Hockey Afternoon. So, if you're part of that organization, come on out, come over, say hello to us, and, watch some of your teammates out on the blue line standing with the post players when they introduce them for the lineups. Yeah, there's so many things, so many ways you could go with conversations about this game tonight. I mean, again, it's really great when you see a team rewarded for their efforts, because they've been doing these things in the other games, and there's a bounce, maybe a lack of coverage, but ultimately things do not go their way. Whereas this is one of those games where we talk about in the locker room, right? We talk about this is a game where we bend, but we didn't break. And then, like I say, at the end there, we had our composure. We found our player, and that quick release by Engdahl. There was a lot of net over that right shoulder. Jack saw it, saw the goaltender wasn't quite out to his angle, just snapped it, and that just was a wonderful goal by him. So I'm sure there's a big sigh of relief by a lot of people involved with Post University's men's hockey team right now, and it's certainly well deserved.
While we wait for Jack to come on out, and honestly, if Jack didn't score the overtime goal, I probably would have wanted McQueekin to come up here for the interview because he played that well. But got to give the guy who scored the overtime goal the dap, as they say. But just some housekeeping for St. A's. They fall to 6-12-3 on the season, 4-6-3 in the NE10. That gives them 18 points. And the Eagles, with the win, they get 2 points, move to 3-16-1, 2-12-1 in the NE10. That's 9 points. Again, you need a mathematician's degree to understand how that all works, but here we are with Jack Engdahl.
Hello.
Jack, how we doing? Congratulations.
Thank you.
Talk to me about the goal. Seems like you were kind of at the end of the line with 4.9 to go, and you somehow got that puck and ripped it by Carroll, and celebration was on.
Yeah, I mean, I heard someone, we were back in that end, and I heard someone yelling, you got to go, and I saw Cardo wheeling, so I tried to throw it to him, and honestly, pretty ill-advised pass. Almost gets picked off in the back of our net, but sometimes the hockey gods look favorably, and off I go, and picked my head up 8 seconds, took a couple strides, just tried to get something on net.
So we talked a couple of weeks ago, so
yeah.
Team has had a bit of struggles since then.
Sure.
But Coach and I were talking. This is the first game that I've seen all season where all four lines were churning tonight. Consistently, constantly. Gives everybody an extra bit of rest on the ice. The McQueegan line was phenomenal with Devin and Pekka, but just churning up and down the ice. Talk to me about what that looked like on the bench and the team feeling after winning this game.
Yeah, I think that's just an accumulation of the last, since the last time we talked. The wins may not be there, and but lose 2 in overtime to St. Mike's. Tough one to Assumption, but thought we played pretty good. I think just things are just going well off the ice with the guys, and I think that's starting to show on the ice. Just guys picking each other up when they have a bad shift, and it's working.
So congratulations are in order. I don't know if you knew you played your 100th game on Wednesday.
I did find, I did a little confusion about if it was Wednesday or today, but I heard that, yes.
So
thank you.
Wednesday is what I know. Today was 101.
That's what Mom said as well. So Mom, if you're listening, thanks for that one.
Sometime at the end of next week, as long as you're healthy, you should break the program record for games played. Tell me what that means to you.
It means a lot, especially with a guy like Brandon Brown behind the bench right now. I know goal is a little different. Maybe he gets a night or a weekend off every now and then, but you talk about guys like Lucas Smith, Tyler Hackett, Matt Mareshi, who we'll see next week. just guys that kind of sacrificed a lot for those of us to have 4 NCAA years instead of 3 or 2 like some of them had. You know, it means a lot to have the potential to sit at the top of that, because there really are some really incredible guys. I mean, Lucas Smith, hockey humanitarian nominee. Like, there's a lot of really good guys that have come through this program that deserve the recognition that I don't think they get too often.
And Coach, obviously, who started the program.
Coach Witt here. Sorry, you didn't play a game, though, but you certainly coached a few.
Yeah. What I was impressed with, Jack, was, and we talked about, we both saw it a couple times during the game, was there are a lot of things that you guys did that you just do in practice. But if you think about that goal that you scored, that's something that you do in practice all the time, right? You get in, you go to the top of the circle, and you snap the puck.
Yeah.
I think what you saw was, whether or not, probably if you recognize it or not, right, was that goaltender was a little bit deep. He wasn't quite set. A lot of net on that side. You just muscle memory, took it, snapped it back of the net.
Yeah.
So those great practice habits that you're able to work on and continue doing, difference makers in that situation. Tonight it was great. So just enjoy the night.
And just honestly, like, not to pump your tires, but that's a testament to you. I can remember first 2 years here, the word details just being screamed in my ear 24/7.
I get that here.
Details, details, and I mean, that's a warm-up drill. That's you walk over the blue line, get the goalie's hands moving, and that's all that shot was, and he just wasn't ready.
My parents told me, rather than mom and dad, my first words were details.
I believe that. It speaks a lot to how good of a coach you were.
So what do we do tonight? We've got a little over 12 hours till the next game.
Yeah.
What do we do between now and then?
Take a nap.
There you
go to sleep. Have some food. Go to sleep. Get ready to go.
See, he gets a nap. We got to call 2 more games between now and then.
Yeah, holy cow. That's true.
They're kicking us upstairs.
Oh, good luck. I'm sure I'll be up to watch the first couple periods.
We'll see you tomorrow, Jack. Thank you. Congratulations.
Thank you so much.
Good job.
Thank you very much, gentlemen.
Game-winning goal, Jack Engdahl. Eagles win 3-2 in overtime tonight. Thank you for joining us on the NE10 Now Network and YouTube.com/GoPostEagles.